Okay, guys, so good morning. We'll start in 2-3 minutes. We'll wait for 2-3 minutes everyone to join and then we can start. Dr. Sakina, I think we should start. Let's start, guys. We should not wait much.
Yes, sir. Sure. Yes, sir. Surely we will start. So, without wasting any time, let's start. A very warm good morning to you all. Firstly, I want to thank all of you for joining us and being part of this session. PharmD Inside. I am Sakina, founder of Rocking PharmD, organization of PharmD Inside, and today your host for this session. Let me give a quick introduction of morning session. Firstly, we are having Dr. Ajit sir, who is joining us from Manipal. And after that, we are honored to have Dr. Ija sir from Mumbai. In afternoon session, we have Dr. Sarang sir from Chennai, Dr. Peter sir from Hyderabad, Dr. Fehmi sir from Egypt, and last but not least, Dr. Kiran sir from Hyderabad. So after this, in between, we have a lunch break for 1 hour. After that, directly we will exactly at 2 p.m., we will start up our afternoon session. So let's start PharmD Insight. So what is PharmD Insight? PharmD Insight motto is to guide, to educate, to enlighten PharmDs about real life struggles and about opportunities and to clarify their doubts and to clarify their confusion about PharmD, about career, about everything related to PharmD so they can clear up their mind and focus on their career. So let me know how you can interact. As we know that we can interact in this session with speakers. So primarily, we will invite each of the speakers who is for us in that respected time. They will start this. They will start up their speech. After that, one by one, you can ask your questions in voice. You can ask or in chat box. You can take up your answers or take up your questions with that. So without delaying, I am inviting my co-host, founder of RX Doctors, Bharat Raj, to take up this session and give his introduction.
Good day. It's been
Bharat, I think you have two devices on once, so mute one device.
yes, sure. So it's me great pleasure. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining with us PharmD Insight 23, organized by Rocking PharmDian on RX Doctor in association with CleanMed Research Solution. Changes will not come if you wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we have been waiting for. We are the change we seek. So coming up with another webinar after the PharmD Vision 2030. Welcome everyone.
Yes, thank you, Bharat, for your interview. And after that, without delaying any time, let me start up this PharmD Insight webinar. So let me introduce our first speaker for PharmD Insight. It's Ajit sir. So I am very honored to invite our respected Dr. Ajit Singh sir as our first speaker for PharmD Insight. As we know, Dr. Ajit Singh sir, who is a famous personality in the field of pharmacy, CEO and co-founder of Climate Research Solutions India, National Director for Research WIHF India, Research Scientist for ICMR Department of Medicine, Kasturba Medical College, Manipal, UN speaker. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us and being our organizing partner and guiding us. I request you please enlighten us and guide us with your experience, with your knowledge, so all formed students can get enlightened with you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. So first of all, thank you, Sakina, and thank you, Bharat, for coming up with this wonderful, webinar that is PharmD Insight 2023. So, this would give you guys, everyone who is joining here and in YouTube, this will give you a wonderful insights of all the PharmDs. I was going through the entire brochure, and the entire brochure has a lot of known personalities, in their field. Dr. Fahmy is joining us, from abroad. We have Dr. Ijaz, we have Dr. Sarang, one of my student and one of the brilliant mind. He's running multiple things, and he's a brilliant guy. And we have Dr. Kiran as well. He's joining from Hyderabad. He's running his own RISE trainings. And we have Dr. Peter, who is known for the Urban Academy. So you guys are going to get a lot of things in today's webinar, and it's my honor to be here with you all guys, so we can share our inputs and we can guide you. So as getting this first session, they are requested to take this first session. And guys, don't worry, next 1.5 hour or 2 hours I'll be there with you, and you will not be bored for a second, I'm very sure. And I'm going to take all the new things out of the box, career options for all of you, and what you can do, what I did. We'll be sharing a lot of things. So I want every one of you to be proactive in this next 1.5 hour, because this session is going to be interactive. Okay, so I have prepared some good slides for you. Some good slides means some good inputs and career options I have kept here for all of you, so you can understand those things. And I'll be asking you before going through the before going through the slides and all. So I'll be asking you a lot of questions in between, and you have to answer me those questions. Okay, so let me share my screen without a delay. One sec. Yeah. Okay, so I hope it's visible to all of you guys. Okay, it will be visible in YouTube.
Yes, sir, it is.
After a certain time. That's okay. So my YouTube friends, I'm seeing you on my another device live. Put your questions, because a majority of the people are in YouTube. Okay, so put up your questions and ask me whatever is there. And if I'm asking something, please do it. Please do it. Please answer all the questions in between. Okay, because that is going to be one of the important interactive sessions for all of us and all of you, and for me also to learn from you guys today. Okay, so yeah, so let me make it full screen so we can go ahead. Yeah, right. So today's class, or what we say today's lecture, is on career map for pharmacy students. So not only pharmacy students, but mainly I have focused on PharmDs, as this PharmD insight is for PharmDs, right? So here you are going to get a lot of new things. I'm not taking you through the traditional boring pathways. I'm not taking you through the boring career options, what everyone tells you have to go to. You have to become the clinical pharmacist or something, or whatever people are telling. So let me start with this. After PharmD, many of us, many of you people, many of my colleagues, they think that being a clinical pharmacist is one of the top career, right? One of the most important and one of the most, what we say, widespread career. Because PharmD means the clinical pharmacist, clinical pharmacologist. You have to be in the hospital, you have to see the patients, you have to check the prescriptions, you have to do a lot of lot of jobs. There are a lot of job roles, a lot of things are there to do. So clinical pharmacist is one of the most preferred career option after PharmD. So guys, I want to know from all of you, how many of you are in the favor of being clinical pharmacist after PharmD? My first question. Tell me, how many of you want to become the clinical pharmacist after completing your PharmD? Write in the chat box. How many of you want to become the clinical pharmacist after PharmD? Or how many of you think that clinical pharmacy is one of the great career option after completing your PharmD? Tell me, guys, so we can go ahead with further things. We can go ahead with more important things. Yes, someone writing? Yes, great. CP, okay. CP, okay. Absolutely, okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. Lot of hands are raised in even the YouTube. I'm interested to biochemic. Okay, become the clinical pharmacist. Asking you can. Okay, yeah, yes, perfect. So guys, let me tell you. Let me open your eyes here. Oh, my video is not coming. Okay, let me open your eyes here. Okay, before that, I would like to ask you, do you think there is a good growth in being a clinical pharmacist? Where do you see yourself after 5 years or after 10 years? Where do you see yourself in a clinical pharmacy? What would you be after 5 years, 6 years? Tell me. Yes, guys, I'm asking you genuine questions. Where do you see yourself after 5 or 6 years? What you can do after 5 or 6 years becoming a clinical pharmacist? Okay, so I'm not getting proper answers here, but let me tell you. Clinical pharmacist job. I'm stating in front of all of you guys, there are almost 80 to 100 people in YouTube right now and 34 here. Clinical pharmacist job is the most saturated job. Most saturated job. People who want to become the clinical pharmacist have no great career after 5 or 6 years. Why? Let me tell you. Let me explain. See, in Indian scenario, I'm talking. In Indian scenario, I'm talking. When you are becoming a clinical pharmacist, you will join a good hospital or maybe one of the wonderful hospital, right? You will go as a clinical pharmacist. I'll take the questions. I'll take all the questions. Don't worry. All of the questions I'll take, guys. Okay. You can even speak in between. So I'll take your question. Don't worry. You can become a clinical pharmacist, junior clinical pharmacist first, or suppose the clinical pharmacologist or clinical pharmacist, the most junior, the fresher. In 1 or 2 years, you will be most experienced guy. After 3 years or 4 years, you will become the senior clinical pharmacist. Or maybe after 5 years, you will become the chief clinical pharmacist. Right? In a hospital in India. But what after 5 years? My next question. Will the hospitals get you to the administration in the race of becoming medical superintendent in the hospital? Tell me. Honest answers. Honest answers I'm asking, guys. Are these hospitals going to take you into the admin? Administration, any kind of administration. What after the clinical pharmacy head? Because you are clinical pharmacist, you are not into the college or you are not a faculty here. You are a clinical pharmacist. You are completely in the hospital. You have a clinical pharmacy in the pharmacy. Okay. You are the clinical pharmacist, senior clinical pharmacist. What after 5 years? I'm asking you. You did not analyze this yet. What after 5 years? Either you have to do MBA in health administration, healthcare administration or healthcare management. You have to do some specific courses, value-added courses where you can lead to these administrative jobs. Otherwise, you will be just a senior clinical pharmacist or chief clinical pharmacist who has no growth after 5 or 6 years. Not at all. That is the most saturated area. Most saturated area, becoming a clinical pharmacist or clinical pharmacologist. If you have the value-added courses, value-added skills with you, you can definitely go up to other levels. But if you do not have, if you are just PharmD or whatever, if you are just becoming the clinical pharmacist there, then no chances, guys, no chances at all. Okay, let me tell you another aspect of becoming a clinical pharmacist. I criticized this much. Becoming a clinical pharmacist, starting your career with a clinical pharmacist job is wonderful. Why I'm telling you? Because when you are in the hospital, you have the 100% exposure. You have the 100% exposure to the medicines. You have 100% exposure to the patients. You have 100% exposure to the files, to the what we say, to the side effects, to the outcomes of the patient, to the outcomes of the medicines. You have 100% exposure. So starting your career with clinical pharmacist is great because it will be your practical training after PharmD. In PharmD, I know how PharmDs are. How PharmDs are learning in the hospitals, how PharmDs are going for internship, that I know all over India. I have all the scenarios with me. But if you're becoming a clinical pharmacist in a good hospital after PharmD for 1 year, 2 year, or maximum 3 years, go for it. I request every PharmDs to go for it, to start your career with clinical pharmacist job or with clinical pharmacologist job, because this will give you the 100% practical training with the patients, with the medicines, with these things. Okay, so you will be pro in the practicals, but don't make it as a base for your entire career, entire life. You can start with for 1 year or 2 years, but after that, definitely you should have something in mind that you have to go for some specific skills, you have to go for some specific value-added things, and then you have to jump to something else, maybe to the academics, or to the research, or to the administration. See, becoming a being a clinical pharmacist, you can add yourself into the hospital research, hospital clinical research. You can participate in the clinical trials, but for that you have to get the specific skills. You can go to the administration, you can go to the their policy makings, but for that you need specific skills, right? You need specific skills. And that's why I'm telling, if you just want to become the clinical pharmacist, and if you just want to be the clinical pharmacist, it will not help you. It will not help you. But you have to think something other than this. Other than this, you have to think of making your career, right? See, in this there are a lot of things. People are students, PharmD students in India, they are not aware of these things. They just want to become the clinical pharmacist. That's not a big big problem. This is not a big problem or something, but you should be aware. You should think of like, okay, after 5 years what you will do, after 5 years where it will take me, after 10 years what I'll be doing. Did you think about that? No. So this will be a great option to start, but not to sustain in the market. See, hospitals will not raise your salary also. After 5 or 10 years, they may raise you 2,000 per year. Okay. But if your designation is not upgrading, your salary will not be upgraded much. Right? So this is one thing. Anyone have that, any kind of offense here, or any kind of things to share, or any questions here with this first segment of being a clinical pharmacist? Please let me know, guys. Anyone have anything? Please tell me. Then we'll go further. Anyone have any question here? What is the difference between clinical pharmacologist and clinical pharmacy? No, there is no difference. There are different designations only. Clinical pharmacologist and clinical pharmacist are both the same, because they both have to do the same. They both have to do the same roles and responsibilities in the hospital, right? So there is no difference. These are just designations. They have changed in different hospitals and different scenarios for all of you, to confuse you actually. Okay, so let me go ahead. So today's this presentation, I just make it for the educational purpose, and so there is no conflict of interest right now. So now this is here for you. There are a lot of opportunities. As I told you, clinical pharmacist. As clinical pharmacist, there are multiple other common things what you want to go for, or you want to avoid. So now I want to ask you guys the major categories. What do you think is the correct career option, or higher education, or whatever you think? That's why this question is very general for all of you. All of you have to answer. Then I'll take you through the best part. What do you think is correct after B.Pharm or PharmD? What do you want to do? Just tell me out of your heart. What do you want to do? You want to go for higher education? You want to go for job? You want to go for career? Licensing? So whatever do you think, like, what's that? What you want to do after B.Pharm or PharmD? What do you think is correct after B.Pharm or PharmD? Tell me, guys. Write up in the chat boxes, please. Okay, Anjali Goda has one question. By the time you write, I'll ask the question. So Anjali Gowda has one question from the YouTube, that why can't Indians follow the same pattern like abroad in the clinical pharmacist role? See, Anjali, one important part here is, in US, PharmD was started in 1953. Can you understand? 1953, and India got PharmD exactly after 55 years in 2008. You guys are newbies. I'll come to that. You guys are just newbies. So how can you imagine that India would get the same level of job opportunities, same level of career options, or same level of policies right away? It will take time. It will take a lot of time. Okay, so people are writing, yes, people are writing clinical MD in cardiology or orthopedics after PharmD. It is okay. So let me break the myths here. Guys. First of all, if you are a PharmD, you are not allowed to do MD in India. Okay, there is no such provisions that you can go for MD in India. There are no such provisions. You can go for fellowships, you can go for masters, you can go for anything, but not MD, because MD is in India. MD could be done only after bachelor's in Ayurveda. That MD will be in Ayurveda only, and if you are MBBS, then you can do in cardiology or orthopedics. So it is mandatory for all of you to have MBBS. That is first thing in India. If you are thinking of going for MD in abroad like USA or Canada, only Canada and USA provides MD. Okay, but that would be one of the waste idea right now for you after PharmD, because going for MD there, you should have the basic degree of biochemical engineering or basic degree of medical science. Okay, basic degree of medical science or biomedical engineering. Okay, that is important in Canada as per my knowledge. Okay, and another thing. Okay, if you want to start MD in Canada again, you can start even after 12th class. Okay, that their MBBS MD is a combined course of 5 years, 4.5 years. Okay, 4.5 years. That is called the like it's a combined course. It's integrated course there, so that you can do even after 12th class or your PUC. So why you are wasting your time, wasting your 6 years in PharmD, and then going to start from the scratch? That you could have done even after 12th class, or you could have done after intermediate, or you could have done after your PUC. So there is no that's the idea is bullshit of going for MD after PharmD, because your 6 years will be completely waste. Okay, completely waste. You are not at all thinking in a right way, if I say, because MD after PharmD means you are starting again with the first year as you did after 12th class. Okay, so that's not a good idea at all. Okay, masters in hospital administration you want to do, great. Quality assurance, yes, I'll come to that. Government jobs, career and research can do in US, right? We can do MD in abroad. That's why I was telling you. Okay, yeah, can we consider MD pharmacology has no scope similar to clinical pharmacy? That I'll not comment on. Because MD pharmacology have a lot of other options as well. MD pharmacology can go to multiple places. Okay, can go to multiple places, so that's different. I'll not comment on that. I'll not compare PharmDs and MD pharmacology or MD with anything. Okay, right? So we can do doctor of medicine abroad, and we can run clinic. Of course you can do. And I want to just ask you guys, if you wanted to become doctor, if you wanted to prescribe the medicines, why didn't you do MBBS? Why did you go for MBBS? Why did you come to PharmD? This is a bitter truth. But you could have go for that only directly, right? MD is not possible after PharmD in India. And if you want to go abroad, that means you are wasting your 6 years. Okay. So, okay, let me check the YouTube. Pharmacovigilance, data scientist, pharmacovigilance. Go for BCP, data management, SAS programming, okay, teaching profession, definitely, okay, MD in pharmacology to gain clinical experience for some, okay, MPH. We didn't get NEET, sir. Exactly. So that's why you're in PharmD, guys. Come on. Okay. So now let me tell you, drug inspector, yes. So let me tell you, I have divided this correct options after B.Pharm or PharmD in 4 categories, in 4 major categories. Okay. First thing what you can do is you can go for higher education. Second thing, you can go for job, right? Third thing, you can go for pharmacy licensing exams. Okay. And fourth, you can see here. Okay. See, entrepreneurship, self-employment. Okay. Let's discuss these things one by one. So what are the higher educations you can go after PharmD, guys? Or B.Pharm. B.Pharms are definitely for B.Pharms, I'll crack down here. You can go for M.Pharms, all the M.Pharms, and then you can go for PhD. Okay, and even after B.Pharm, you want to go for something else, please write it down. And for PharmDs, mainly PharmDs, what higher education you want to go? Tell me. Or if you don't want to go, what are the higher educations available for the PharmDs? Tell me that. What you can do after PharmD in the higher education. If you want to go for higher education, which one will be your choice? And what are the higher education options after PharmD? Tell me, guys. Everyone. I'll come to all the points, guys. MPH, PhD, of course, PhD, MPH or MHA. Okay, so MPH, guys, here is Masters of Public Health, and MHA is Masters in Hospital Administration. Okay, for all of you, I'll crack it down. Here, someone has written MPH and MHA. Prashansa. So MHA is Masters in Hospital Administration, and MPH is Masters of Public Health. Masters in Public Health. Right, guys? Okay, MBA in Pharmaceutical Management. Okay, MBA, PhD, data scientist, and PhD. Yes, absolutely. MS, yes, absolutely, MS. Then, okay, so guys, as I told that after B.Pharm, people can go for M.Pharms and then PhDs, or even B.Pharm people can go for MPH, MHA, and now let me come to the PharmD. PharmD peoples have that liberty that they can directly jump to the PhD, right? They can directly go to the PhD. They can do the PhD in any subject. Let me tell you guys, PhD and PharmD. PharmD people have the vast education options after PharmD, and the most what we say, the widespread career options after PharmD. If you want to go for PhD, you can do in any area of pharmacy. See, in first year, second year, you have learned pharmaceutics as well, right? You have learned pharmaceutical analysis. You have learned all the therapeutics. You have learned pharmacology, right? You have learned jurisprudence. You have learned everything, whatever B.Pharms are, reading, what our B.Pharms are studying, PharmDs also have studied. Of course, their main job is in the hospital. Their main job is going to the hospital. But it does not mean that you did not study those subjects what B.Pharms are reading or B.Pharms are studying. You have studied exactly everything or more than them, right? Because you have added advantage in pharmacotherapeutics, you have added advantage in clinical research, you have added advantage in clinical pharmacy, and you have one added year for your internship where you can give your 100%, where you can learn from the live patient, you can learn from the hospital staff, you can learn from the doctors, you can learn from the nurses, you can learn from the colleagues, you can learn about the disease and their management, and you can learn about the side effect of the medicines, right? You can learn those things being a clinical pharmacist, being a PharmD. That is the added advantage, right? So you have career options. You can go for any kind of higher education in pharmacy. Okay. PhD in any department. As someone has written, MBA in pharmaceutical management, MBA in hospital administration, MBA in public health. Okay. After the pharmaceutical area, you can go to any of the medical field to do the PhD. PhD in cardiology, PhD in gastroenterology, PhD in genetics, PhD in gynecology, PhD in infectious diseases, PhD in psychiatry. Anywhere, wherever you want, anywhere. You can go anywhere. Okay, that's my guarantee. Because I did my PhD after PharmD postbaccalaureate. I did my PhD in cardiology. Right, I was the first one who did in any kind of medical streams in India after PharmD postbaccalaureate. My juniors, my students are doing their PhDs. My juniors, they are doing their PhDs in multiple other domains like gastroenterology, genetics, molecular genetics, multiple things, psychiatry, okay, general medicine, diabetology. They are doing their PhDs in those fields. You can also go for. And people always ask me, sir, how to select the area? See, selection of area for PhD, I'll tell you here, is very simple, very simple. You don't have to go for any kind of questionnaire, or you don't have to go for any kind of astrologer to find out like which area is good for your PhD or which area is good for your masters. This is all inside you. This is all inside you. You have to think, you have to find out your interest, that what you are most interested in, what you want to do after PharmD, what is your favorite subject, that you have to find out. There are struggles everywhere, guys. There are struggles everywhere. I'm not telling there are no struggles. There are struggles everywhere, but you have to come up. You have to overcome those struggles for you. And you have to find out your own interest. I was interested in cardiology. Let me tell you my story. When I was in PharmD, I did post-baccalaureate. So I have joined directly from the fourth year of regular. So fourth year, fifth year and internship, right? I was interested in cardiology from the first year itself. So when I used to go for, ward rounds or, ward duties in the fifth year, I used to go to cardiology, maximum cardiology. When I get the internship, as per curriculum, you have to go to 4 departments. That is perfect. I asked them like, okay, post me in cardiology for first 4 months. I went to cardiology. I learned from the cardiology. And then what I did, because I did not disobey that, I can't go to other departments as well, because that is the curriculum. You have to learn from, you have to be flexible. You have to learn from all the departments. You have to learn for all. You have to learn for psychiatry. You have to learn for surgery. You have to learn for dermatology. I know these 3 I was posted for. So I used to go in the morning to these departments and evening at least 2 hours in the cardiology, at least 2 to 4 hours in cardiology every day. I used to go to that because I was interested in that. I was finding my way in cardiology, not in dermatology, not in psychiatry, not in surgery, because I was interested in that. I was finding how I can go ahead. You cannot find your path in 1 day or 10 days or 1 month, guys. Your interest will be developed maybe from the first day, but it may take a longer time. Okay. And you will get your idea once you are going every day, once you are seeing the patients, you are seeing the medical files, you are going through the records, you are connecting the dots between disease and management and sign and symptoms and everything. You will find out where I have to do my PhD, where I have to go for higher study, which is my interest. What is the area of my interest? You have to find out. Once you find out your area of interest, work on it, as I did. I wanted to go for cardiology. I spent the entire internship year in cardiology. I did small projects also. I used to help doctors. I used to help PGs. I used to help DMs there. I used to ask a lot of queries. And after looking at my enthusiasm, because I was into research as well, from my second year of the PharmD postbaccalaureate. So, you know, the HOD itself, the HOD then of Cardiology Department, Kasturba Medical College, Manipal, Dr. Tom Devasia, he himself asked me, like, if I want to do some good project, if I want to go for, you know, some grants or something, if we can write a proposal. And we have written a proposal, and we got a lot of grant. We got a lot of funds for that, and that's how I started my PhD in cardiology. So it is all about your interest. It is all about how you find out these things. It is not on someone else. You have to find out what is your interest. If you want to go for public health, if you want to go for academics, if you want to go for job, if you want to go for, you know, we were talking about the PhDs right now, so let's not divert. So like, if you want to go for psychiatry, if you want to go for, you know, public health, or if you want to go for this, you know, cardiology or gastroenterology or psychiatry, or, you know, wherever, cancer, there are cancers also, genetics, multiple departments. You have to find out by yourself, and that will get you to the right path. And let me tell you a little bit about the PhD admissions and the universities which provides the you know, admissions in PhD. So first thing, Manipal, I would suggest you to go for Manipal. Manipal is one of the top institution in India, one of the top institution in India, not only in India, but you know, the entire ranking, you know, Manipal is one of the top institution, private institution in India. And if you want to go for PhD in any domain of pharmacy or any domain of therapeutics, they are welcoming the PharmD students to come to their medical college. And if you are able to get the scholarship here, that means your fees is almost zero. You just have to pay 60,000 rupees in 3 years. 60,000 rupees for 3 years PhD. Along with that, you will get 20 to 25,000 per month as stipend. That means your fees is just a 3 months stipend. Got my point? 20, I think it's 21 in first year, 22 in second year, 23 in third year, your stipend. So it's better than the job, yeah. Assistant professors are getting 16, 18,000 per month after PharmD. If you're going for PhD regular, you are 100% dedicated to the research. You are 100% doing your PhD. You are getting a PhD degree, and you are getting a good salary also as a stipend. And there is no tension, there is no stress, there is no additional burden of teaching on you. If you are becoming clinical pharmacist, they are not paying you more than 20,000 in starting. I've seen big hospitals like in Hyderabad, in Bangalore, in Mumbai, in Pune. I have seen, I you know, run around in India. Everywhere I go to multiple colleges every month. I go to multiple hospitals every month. I see the people. I have seen the scenario. They don't pay more than 20,000 for the freshers. In academics, in hospitals, in clinical pharmacy, everywhere if you go, they won't pay you more than 20,000 in starting. Instead, you are having any additional skills. I'll come to that also. Additional skills. So if you are simply PharmD and you are going for a fresher's job, you'll not get more than 20,000. And in good universities like this, Manipal, I'm telling you, you are getting a good job, means good salary, not job at all. And you are free to do your 100% research. You can dedicate your 100% time to the research. You will get a PhD degree in medical domain, and then you can go anywhere. Your salary will be directly starting from more than 50,000, 60, 80, 100, maybe 100,000 also. Okay, maybe 100,000 also. And other than PhDs. Okay, so any questions about the PhD right now, guys? Tell me. I'll take the PhD questions here. If going for PhD, in which is the best? That I have answered, Bhagya, that I was explaining on your question only, like finding your interest. Okay, Aswak has, if PhD, why? Then what after PhD? Okay, after PhD, I'll come. Okay, then let me take another questions from how to become a scientist or researcher after PharmD. Okay, that's a good question. Yes, sir, very word. Okay, and then what is the PhD options after PharmD in India? I just explained. Anywhere you can go. Or these are the medical options I've given you. Okay. Okay, can you please put a light on it? Yes. So I was talking about Manipal and PhD in medicals. Great. Neurology also you can go for PhD, guys. Come on. Okay. So one thing, yes, Sumaya, you can ask the question in Hindi. Please go ahead. No problem. Open your mic and ask your question. Lot of things to talk in, PhD right now. I just stop there if you have any questions. Yes, Sumaya, you can ask your question, please. Okay, so let me finish this process here. That we were talking about the PhD in Manipal. So PhD in Manipal could be done with a simple entrance and interview. Manipal is taking PhDs twice in a year. One is January batch, one is July batch. Okay, one is January batch, one is July batch. So for January batch, they open the admission process. Admission process means these applications in for the January, they open this section in August, September, and for July, they open in the February. You have to fill the form, you have to select the things, and then you have to go for a virtual remote monitored exam. You can come to Manipal also. That is your choice. You want to go for physical examination or you want to go for remote examination. Okay, that's simple. That's simple. Okay, after examination is very simple. Again, examination 50% is statistics and 50% is subject knowledge, whatever you are looking for. Okay, and then if you are clear that exam with 60% of the marks, you will be called for interview. Okay, and interview with the specific person, whatever you have selected, whatever project or whatever department you have selected, they will call for interview, and with the interview you can go ahead with the PhD if you are selected. And Manipal right now is very flexible because Manipal is Institute of Eminence, so they are focusing on PhDs more than anything, more than any other departments. So getting PhD in Manipal is very, very, very simple right now. Okay, now other than pharmacy domains, other than medical domains, people are asking what are other domains. So let me tell you guys, as I told you, you are the person with most wide spreaded career options and educational options. You can go for any domain in technology. You can go for artificial intelligence. You can go for machine learning. You can go for you can go for biotechnology. You can go for food industry in the PhD. Okay, and let me tell you proudly, my students are working. They are completing their PhDs in pharmacometrics. They are completing. They have started their PhDs in biotechnology. They have started their PhDs in artificial intelligence and machine learnings. They have started their PhDs in HEOR, health economics and outcome research. They have started their PhDs in pharmacoeconomics. Lot of things are there other than medical also. Immunology. There are lot of options, guys, lot of options. So if you want, you just have to look around. You just have to find your interest. If being a PharmD, if you want to go for IT, it's one of the best options to become AI engineer because see, guys, if you are looking for out of the box options, wonderful things you can go for. Okay, I'll come to that also. Okay, I'll come to that. Out of the box career options. Okay, before that, let me finish. Someone is asking what are the other universities. There are universities in India like JSS is there, Mata Amrita is there, and KLE is there, and SRM is there, and DY Patil is there, Bharati Vidyapeeth is there, and there are universities like in North there, Maharshi Markandeshwar. Multiple universities are there. These are the private universities that I'm talking about, and those universities, lovely professional universities there. But some universities are charging a lot for PhD. They don't give you stipend, but they charge a lot of fees, like 2 lakhs per year, 1 lakh per year, 3 lakhs per year. So that's why I was telling Manipal is the best option, because they will pay you back for the PhD a lot. Okay, but other PhDs, other universities may charge you. There is the difference. Otherwise, there are other universities as well in India. Now, other than these universities, the best options I'll tell you: PGIMR Chandigarh, PGIMR Puducherry, AIMS, all the AIMS are providing PhDs in medical science options, medical science domains, and PharmDs are welcomed. AIMS, all the AIMS in India are inviting PhDs after PharmD. You can join PhDs immediate after PharmD. And guys, one of the best part here is AIMS do not have, I mean, certain AIMS have the exams, and many of the AIMS do not have even exams. They just call you for the interview directly. They will see, they will look at your CV, what you have done in your PharmD, what you have done in your internship, how many papers you have published, what was your research interest, how did you pursue your research in PharmD, and based on that, based on the interview, they will select you directly for the PhD. One of my students is doing PhD in AI from IIT Roorkee. One of my student is doing PhD in IIT Roorkee in AI, artificial intelligence. You must be thinking why AI and how AI. Okay, let me connect here, or I'll connect it in the next slide. That's okay. I'll connect it in the next slide. But you can go for any domain for PhD or for masters. Okay, guys. And there are many institutions. See, government institutions like PGMR, AIMS, IITs, they will give you a lot of scholarships, 30,000 per month, 40,000 per month as JRF, SRF. Okay, they will give you 30,000 per month, at least minimum of 30,000 per month, and no fees for PhDs there. Yeah, these are government institutions. Okay, you just have to come up and look around. What are the career options, right? Other than PhDs. Okay, Sumaya has written, sir, अगर PharmD अच्छे कॉलेज से नहीं हुआ तो फ्यूचर में कॉलेज को लेकर प्रॉब्लम होती है क्या PhD के लिए? Not at all. If your research is good, if you are good, ambitious, then I will suggest that. That's why I'll come to that skill development courses or value added courses. See, there are lot of 90% of the colleges in India which are running PharmD are not good. Not good means in the sense their infrastructure might be good, their things are wonderful, but they do not have the proper exposure to the hospitals for their student. Okay, I have a lot of students from different areas of India, East India, Northeast, you know, in even the important states like Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, which has most of the PharmD institutions in India. And a lot of institutes, the students even, they are not exposed to the hospitals well. They have to travel 3 hours in the morning, they have to travel 3 hours in the evening for hospital. The hospitals are 35 kilometers away, 40 kilometers away, 70 kilometers away in Kerala. I have seen that. I have seen that those hospitals are not at all close to the college. So these people have to travel a lot in the morning, travel a lot in the evening. How they will learn? How they will learn? What do you say, guys? Is it a good sign? Not at all. Always, if you are looking for PharmD is a wonderful career option, guys, wonderful career option after 12th class, after PUC in India. Whoever wants to come to this domain, wants to medical science or healthcare science, PharmD is one of the top thing. But when you are choosing a college, just look at the hospital and college. Manipal has their own hospital, JS has their own hospital, KLE is their own, they have their own hospital, JNT, this Jawaharlal Nehru Medical College, JNMC. Geetanjali University in Udaipur, they have their own college in one campus. In the same campus, they have their own hospital, they have their own setup, they have their own pharmacy college in one campus. Manipal, JSS, this Amrita, they have their own campuses and own hospitals. Bharati Vidyapeeth, DY Patil, they have their own hospitals. That's why they are successful and they are top in the list for PharmDs. Why? Because their students can get the live exposure. So if you're suggesting someone to go for, I mean, see, I don't know about everyone, but yes, there are hospitals. I'm giving you an example. Whenever you are thinking to suggest PharmD for someone, or if you are looking for that for your younger brothers, younger sisters, it's a wonderful career option, PharmD. But always look for the college which has the hospital inside the campus or which has their own hospital. Colleges like institutions or universities which have their own hospital, because they don't have to run around. They don't have to run around the hospitals to request like, okay, engage our people, engage our students for, internship, engage our students for, ward rounds. And they don't have to run around because that will be already set up by the management. That's important. When they are setting up the PharmD curriculum, when they are setting up the PharmD course, they have the tie-up. and they will order directly to the hospital, okay, these are our PharmD students, you have to engage them. No one will say no, right? So that is the main thing when you are looking for that. Okay. So now Annamalai University, yes it is, and KMCH, I'm not sure. KMCH is also having, I think, their own hospital. So that's the thing. Okay. Okay, I'll get the hospitals. Sorry, I'll get these questions. What's the process of getting into masters in foreign countries? Yes. Okay. So after this PhD, we have discussed here. Masters, as I told you, MPH you can go for. MS you can go for. MS in different domains you can go for. Fellowships you can go for. Fellowships in oncology, infectious disease. Fellowships in pharmacotherapy. Fellowships in whatever is your interested domain, immunology or anything. There are MS you can go for. MBA you can go for, MPH you can go for if you are looking for masters. Okay, in abroad also you can go for PhD. There are multiple students, my colleagues, my almost 60% of the PharmD colleagues, they are in USA and Canada and Australia. Okay, they are working wonderfully. They are doing a great job there because they did not find. See, Manipal is one of the things where you have broad mind people. So they always suggest you go to America, go to Canada, go to Australia, go to London. So people, my 60% of the classmates are in USA and Canada. They are doing their PhDs. They have completed their PhDs. They are working as a clinical pharmacist there. They have cleared NAPLEX, PEBC, FPG, everything. They're working there. They have cleared the caps. So they're enjoying their life in those countries. Right, so you can also go for that. So higher education we have done. Any questions related to higher education? So we can jump to the clinical, we can jump to the international pharmacy licensing exam, guys. Suresh, I think I just told what's the process of getting PhD. So as I told, Manipal has their own process. Exams, universities have their own process. Exam and then interview. Government institutions, they have their direct interviews. Some of them have their exam, but it should match your interest. And the best part, if you have added skills in clinical research like paper publications and your research experience, then it's wonderful. It's like cherry on the top. But if you don't have, it is a very tough thing. It's a very tough thing, guys. Very tough thing. Okay. No, research proposal is not required after PharmD to apply for PhD, not at all. Because PhDs are opened by the candidate, not by the candidates, by the guides. They only look for the candidates. They have their projects. They have sometimes their things. In India, it's like that. But if you have the good project, you can directly propose to the guide and you can write the grants before PhD. And once you get the grant, you can join the PhD. Okay. In abroad, yes. Okay, there is another process in abroad, as I always tell my students. My students always go for. If you're looking for PhD in abroad, like suppose you are going for University of Virginia, University of Manchester, or this what we say is the fellow universities, any other universities, Manitoba, or any universities. What you have to do is, first of all, one thing. Every university outside, abroad, in USA and Canada, I'm particularly telling you, USA, Canada, Africa, not Africa, this Australia and European countries, they have their wonderful websites, university websites. Wonderful university websites means they have all the informations updated on the websites about their faculties, their interest areas, their interested areas or their areas of interested, what they have worked on, what they are working on, how much grants they have, what are the upcoming grants, okay, and what are the upcoming options for PhDs or masters or anything. They are updating everything on the websites. So either you can directly jump into the projects which are already running in, or if you are interested in something else, you can select the particular teacher, you can select the particular professor, you can select the particular guide, okay, and you can directly write to them. You can write to them with a good cover letter, with a good communication. You can write to them in email, you can attach your CV, you can write your clinical research, research skills, you can write whatever are matching with their project, and you can write, sir, we would like to join you for next sessions for the PhD. If you are interested, please, let's do it. You can write a good cover letter, good email to guide, and directly approach them. Okay, if they find it interesting, if they find enthusiasm and great and clear communication in your emails, they will revert you back 100% with the no or yes. Okay, and usually people get PhDs like that only in abroad universities, either direct application, or if you are not matching with something and you want to go for some specific university, find out the professor which is matching your criteria, which is matching your eligibility, which is matching your interest of area. Write to them directly with a good cover letter, good email, with a clear cut email, and they will revert back to you, and then they will tell you what is the process of joining them. Okay, that is the process for joining the PhD abroad after PharmD or after MPharm, anything. Okay, that is the usual process. Okay. Yes, there are see, abroad PhDs almost are funded. Almost everything is funded with stipend. Okay, some of the universities are charging, but not all. Some of the universities are charging, but not all. Okay. Yes, I'll come to that. Drug inspector is yes, eligible, definitely eligible. PharmDs are definitely eligible. PharmDs are eligible for everything now. Okay, exams for MS, no exams for MS right now. There, see, if you are thinking of abroad exam, I mean MS or fellowships or anything, there are no exams. As per my knowledge, only you have to clear the English language tests. Either it is IELTS or TOEFL, you have to clear that. Okay, you have to clear that for sure, and then you can join anything. There are no such exams for there are some universities have the merit, and merit means your research, whatever you have done in the past, whatever you have done in your PharmD, your research areas, how many papers you have published, those things. Okay, based on those merit you will get. But there are no such exams as per my knowledge. In many universities, many top universities, they don't have exam abroad. Okay, they don't have exam, but they will choose you based on your skills, based on your work you have done. Okay, right. So next year, how many minimum papers are required? No, if you have a good paper, one is enough. If you have good publication, good means good impact factor, good citations, then one is enough. But you should have that. That's why I always encourage my students to do research in their PharmD 5th year, do research in their PharmD internship. It is very much mandatory, guys. Research is something which will lead you to the lavish life. You can go to academics, you can go to research, you can go for higher education. There will be no one who will restrict you, who will stop you at any point of time. No one can stop you at any point of time if you are into the research, if you have published papers, if you have good research interest. No one will stop you. No one. Okay, fellowships in India, yes, Tashreen, yes, there are multiple fellowships in India. Fellowships in infectious disease. Right now, Manipal is starting the first fellowship in the infectious diseases. Okay, and then JSS has fellowships in oncology, and Parul University have Parul University Gujarat, Vadodara. They have fellowships in cardiology and fellowships in pharmacotherapeutics. As per my knowledge, Sankara and Ramaya has fellowships in oncology. And Ramaya means HCG. They have fellowships in oncology, and one university, one hospital in Punjab, Kolkata, they have fellowships in therapeutics. So in India also, yes, there are the trend. There is a trend, and Tata has the fellowships in oncology. So we have the trend of fellowships in India as well. Mata Amrita is coming up with the fellowships. Multiple hospitals are coming up now. They are looking. DY Patil has the fellowships in diabetology. DY Patil Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences and DY Patil Medical College have the fellowships in diabetology. So yes, there are. The trend is coming in India right now. Okay. Now let's go to international pharmacy licensing exams. So guys, tell me, what is the process? I want to ask you stepwise, what is the process of going for USA licensing exam? Then I'll tell you. Okay, I'll not take much time on international licensing exams. 5 minutes. We'll finish it off. No, James Bond. Okay, I don't know what's the name, but James. There are no specific entrance exams after BPharm to admit in PharmD post-graduation course. No, I don't think. You can directly go for PharmD PB. Yes, please tell me. Yes, please.
First is FPGE. Then we write TOEFL.
Yeah.
And there is internship for to 500 or 250 hours. And then we write NAPTEX. And the last step is MPJE.
Yes, perfect. So guys, you might have understood that. Yes, first you have to write FPG I'm sorry, I think I put off my video. Okay, so see, first step is FPG, and right now, Sabha, I think, see, FPG and TOEFL are mandatory now at the first step. TOEFL is not, the next thing. Right now, TOEFL is before the FPG. Not before, but you have to write TOEFL and FPG together. At least you should have the TOEFL score, English language score before you are going for NAPLEX. Okay, so TOEFL, FPG, and in C, guys, for USA previously this FPG was remote also, but right now this is not remote. You have to go to USA to write FPG. Okay, so people usually ask if we can write FPG from India. Not at all. FPG, you have to go to US and write. TOEFL, you can clear it from India also. TOEFL, you can clear it remote also, but FPG is in US only. Okay, and then after this internship, as he told, definitely, internship will be not 250 or 500 hours, I think, but yeah, 500 to 1500 hours, depends on the state wherever you're applying. Like California has 1000 states, if I'm not wrong, 1000 hours, and Texas also have 1000 hours, and other states have some less hours, and some states have even 1500 hours. So there are different things. That is like a process. You can read it in the websites also, NAPLEX website. Okay, and then after that you have to go for MCJ, as is perfectly right. You have to go for jurisprudence exams. For different state it is different. Okay, you can clear it out, but if you want to shift to the different state, you have to clear it out, clear the jurisprudence exam again, because different states have different policies about narcotics, about the drugs. So if you are shifting to different areas in USA, you have to write that exam again to transfer your license. Okay, then after that, PEBC. PEBC is for Canada. So PEBC has 3 steps. One is your first examination. That is like what we is there. The percentage of clearance is just 60. So you have to clear it with the 60% marks. Okay, first initial exam, and then you have to clear the MCQs, and after MCQs you have to go for OSCE. That is your kind of interview based on the cases. And along with that, you have to clear out the IELTS also. Okay, why spend this much money and time into NAPLEX? Why you aren't allowed to prescribe drugs there? Very important question, wonderful question. I would love to answer this question, guys. And I want to break your myths here. Before I go to other things, I would like to go for this. So let me finish this international pharmacy lesson, because it will take 2 minutes. So Canada has PEBC. Along with that, IELTS you have to clear out. PEBC is in 3 steps. One is like first round, and then your MCQs, and then OSCE. OSCE is kind of interview, right? So first examination you have to clear with 60% of the marks, but OSCE, this MCQ after first round, you have to clear it. There is like percentiles. There is no specific percentage to clear, like you have to get 60% and you will clear, or 80% you will clear. No, there is a percentile. So based on percentile they will choose you. Okay, and for Australia there is CAPS and IELTS, or you can go for other English language also, you can go for that. Dubai, there's DHA. Okay, and Abu Dhabi, definitely HAAD exam is there. Okay, and if you want to go for other Emirates in United Arab Emirates, you can write MOH. Okay, so these are the things what you can go for. You can look into these things, international pharmacy licensing exams. But yes, Canada and US and Australia, I'll say first is Canada and Australia. Both the countries are wonderful to go for pharmacist, to become the pharmacist there, because they have the good health insurances, good life life settled there. So you can go for that. That is first choice, if I say. Okay, you can write your exams and you can become, because in Canada, in US, and in Australia, they pay you hourly. Okay, in Canada, the best paycheck for pharmacist is in Canada. Okay, they pay you around $40 to $60 per hour. In Australia, it is $30 to $50 per hour. In USA, it varies. It varies from $30 to $60 per hour. Okay. So that's once you become the pharmacist after clearing all the steps. Okay, so then someone has asked me this question, like, it's one of the wonderful questions I ever get. Why can't we prescribe the medicine? First of all, why do you want to prescribe medicine? Tell me this. And why you should prescribe the medicine. What is special in you to prescribe the medicine after PharmD? That is my question to all of you. This is quite tough, but quite hard, but yes. Guys, I always tell this everywhere, in all the conferences, all the colleges, I get this question, why can't we prescribe the medicine? Guys, at least if you're not respecting PharmD, you respect your profession. Come on. The regulators, they made the pharmacist and doctors differently. You are getting doctor degree does not mean that you can prescribe the medicine. Okay. There are people who are getting doctors in different domains. People are getting doctors in other domains also, in engineering, everywhere after PhD. Are they allowed to do that? Pharmacists are supporting hand to the doctors. You are clinical pharmacist, you have the best knowledge of medicines. You are into the clinics. You are the best supporting part to the healthcare system. Okay. You are the best supporting hand to the doctors. I know doctors are not supposed to, do more things. They are supposed to diagnose, and then they are supposed to write the medicines, and then PharmDs or the clinical pharmacist or the pharmacist has to check that, and then only the doctor or then only the patient should get the medicine. That trend is not right now in India. But if you think that prescription trend is there in USA or Canada or Australia, no, not at all. In Australia right now, they have agreed, I think 2 or 3 months back only, that pharmacist can write only emergency medicines, if they are clinical pharmacists, if they are in the hospitals. And community pharmacist can write only a number of medicines, limited number of medicines, which are very, very, only a few drugs. Only few drugs which are emergency medicines where doctors are not available, then pharmacist can write, but not all the drugs, not Schedule H or Schedule Y drugs. In Australia also, in Canada also, only few drugs are limited to pharmacists. Those drugs you can get directly from the pharmacist in India. You don't need even prescription. OCT drugs, OTC drugs you can get even from India also. Pharmacists directly, even pharmacists are treating infections in India without prescription. Every one of us have that tendency to go to pharmacist. अरे भैया खांसी हुई है, खांसी की कुछ दवाई दे दो. हमें fever हुआ है, fever की कुछ medicine दे दो. Pharmacists are the doctors in India. Who told we are not doctors? But at least respect the rules and regulations. Even in USA, Canada and Australia, people are not supposed to prescribe the medicine. PharmDs or these pharmacists are not supposed to prescribe the medicines. Okay, if you are thinking that not only in India, but everywhere in the world, you guys are not supposed to prescribe the medicines. Because there is a line between the professions here. There is a line between the professions. You are pharmacist. Whether you are a clinical pharmacist, hospital pharmacist, or whatever, you are the pharmacist, you are the supporting hand. If you wanted to become the doctor, then why did you clear the MBBS or NEET? Why didn't you clear the GPAT? Not GPAT, what is that? Why didn't you clear the PMTs? Why you are in the pharmacy? Why you are doing PharmD? Guys, come on, keep that ego aside. You are helping hands. You are the most important key in the healthcare. We are the most important key in the healthcare. That's why the PharmD is, because we have to do it. We have to support doctors. We have to eradicate these diseases from the world, from the society, being a helping hand. You have the special skills that you can spend more time with the patients. You can try to understand them. You can try to understand their signs and symptoms, histories, everything. And then you can help doctors in prescribing the best therapy, best management strategy to the patient. You are the people who can check the doctor's prescription. You have that right, that you can monitor the doctor's prescription. Right? You have that right. But why you want to write the medicines? Tell me. If you wanted to write the medicines, why are you doing PharmD? My question first my question is this. And second thing is, you have the rights to monitor their prescriptions. If any mistakes, tell them. You have the rights to talk to patients. You have the rights to direct the patients. You have the rights to guide the patients and patients' caregivers. Please go for that. At least please respect the regulators. Please respect the regulations. There are two different careers. There are two different systems. Did any time nurses told that they want to prescribe the medicine? Did any time physiotherapist came up and told that we want to prescribe the medicine? Did any time this occupational therapist came out and told that we want to write the medicines? Alright, guys, understand this. Respect your profession at least. Don't keep the ego inside. You are the helping hand. You are the supporters. You are one of the key for healthcare system. Check your responsibilities. Read your responsibilities and work on that. Don't be in ego. Let the doctors be in the ego. They feel that you are competitors. You should not feel that you are competitor to doctors. Right? Please try to understand that and don't mock everywhere that you want to become you want to prescribe the medicines, that you are reading the pharmacotherapeutics. I understand you are reading pharmacotherapeutics more than them. You are well aware of the medicines more than them. You know the process of making medicines more than them, more than MBBS. But you have more responsibilities than them. You can guide the patient. You can monitor their prescriptions if anything is there. See, that is of course, in USA, in Canada, in Australia, everywhere in the developed countries, pharmacists are the integrated part of prescription. Because when doctor is writing a prescription, pharmacist has to check before giving to the patient. And pharmacist has to suggest which medicines should be given. That's true. In India, this will take time, yaar, guys. Come on, this will take time. Okay, let me tell you one more thing here. You guys, okay, tell me in which years you guys are now, PharmD. First, you can write here in the chat box. Okay, by the time I'll start with that. PharmD has started in India in 2008. First batch came out in 2011 for PharmD post-baccalaureate, right? And first batch of regular PharmD came out in 2000, when? 2008, 2014, right? We are the first batch. 2014 first batch came out in India. I mean, I was the 2014 PB batch, not first batch of PB, but first batch of regular. When the regular first batch came, that time I came out, 2014. You guys are just 10 years old or 8 years old in the PharmD in India, guys. Come on. USA, they are 55 years old, not 55 years right now. They are 70 years old. 70 years they are running this program. Okay, 70 years. Can you understand that? You know, let me give you this example here. Many of you might have heard me saying this. Whenever any country, whenever they launch a new course, they want to assess the course, if it is good for society, if it is not good for society, if career opportunities are raised or not, if the career opportunities are good for people or not. You know how much time they take for the generation? They give the generation, first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation. You know, average time of assessing a course and their opportunities and the success of this course is 23 to 25 years in any country. If they're launching a new course, new educational course in that country, they take 23 to 25 years on an average to assess the success of this course, to access the success of this course. or to assess the success of this course, to find out how much successful the course is. Come on guys, you are just 8-year-old and you feel like you will get everything on the plate. That's not at all acceptable. You guys are the first generation PharmDs. You guys are the first generation PharmDs, and I am seeing that, you know, whoever has passed PharmD and whoever are the PharmD alumni, they are doing great and they are opening a lot of opportunities for upcoming people. After 23 years, I think PharmD will be the most successful course in India, most successful course other than other countries, other than all the countries. Why I'm telling is because you are the first generation people. If you are thinking we'll keep everything and give it to you on plate, that's wrong. Their expectations are too high. You have to create the options. That's why I always tell guys, come up and do out of the box. Think out of the box. Go for value addition. Go for skill development. Develop the career opportunities for your younger peoples. As I did PhD in cardiology. I'm into the entrepreneurship. I'm into the companies. I'm into the ICMR. Multiple things I'm doing. There are a lot of people, a lot of my friends who are, you know, drug inspectors right now. My colleague, Dr. Rajiv Kumar, is drug inspector in Delhi. There are 3 more right now. There are 3 drug inspectors after PharmD in India. You can go and clear UPSC and become the drug inspector, guys. Come on. You are setting the example. If you are setting the example, means your upcoming batches, your upcoming juniors, they are getting that excitement. Okay, our seniors have done a lot of things, and yes, we did, and we are doing. And now it's your turn to find out more. Your turn to find out or explore more options for your juniors, for your the things. You cannot depend on anyone else. You cannot depend on me that I'll tell you what you have to do. I'll keep the things on plate and give it to you guys. Go for it. That will come after 25 years as per the course assessment. You are the first generation PharmDs in India. You have to come out of the box. You have to come out of the box. Okay. That is my thing for all of you. Okay. Right now, let's go for this entrepreneurship. Best part, you know, in pharmacy. We need a lot of PharmDs going for entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship does not mean that you have to, you know, invest 50 lakhs or 1,000 1,000 lakhs. No, I mean 1,000 hundreds, no, or anything. You can start from a medical shop. You can start with anything. I mean, whatever is your area, right? You can do that. Entrepreneurship means you don't have to, you know, go for the big companies, but small ideas also. Small ideas which could improve the society, which could improve the healthcare system in India, that you can go for. There are multiple things. See, I'm working in the area of education, pharmacy education. I'm working for CRO. CRO means my company. CLIMED is CRO. CLIMED is having educational services. CLIMED is now into the NAC assessments, NAC accreditations, NABH accreditations, NB accreditations, multiple things. You just should come up with the idea. Now I have invested in AI also. You must have known that artificial intelligence company is there. I am the vice president of Indica AI. That is run by my friend. I'm working in the field of artificial intelligence as well, right? So entrepreneurs, you just have to come up with the idea and go for it. Entrepreneurship is one of the best. You can give employment to other people's. You can earn your own money. You can be your own boss. No need to go to, you know, anywhere on time. You cannot, if you are not here to listen to anyone else, then go for yourself, go for your work. Then job and careers, I'll come to that point in the end. But jobs and careers, first academics. You can go for companies in medical writing, pharmacovigilance, regulatory affairs. Okay guys, tell me one more very important question here for all of you. How many of you are aware of the job called medical liaison? LAISION, medical liaison. How many of you are aware of the medical liaison job? Okay, someone was raising hand. I couldn't see that. Who was raising hand, guys? If you have the questions, please open your mic and ask. Someone was raising hand that time. I couldn't see that. You have any questions, guys? Open your mic and tell.
Sir, can you give an example of other entrepreneurs like you?
Okay. After PharmD, many, I can give you many examples. You guys will wonders that people. Okay, let me start with the differentiation between normal pharmacy shop and the pharmacy shop which is run by a clinical pharmacist, a PharmD, right? So normal pharmacist after D Pharm, right, after diploma or after B Pharm, they can open the shop. They are selling everything, right? Medicines, cosmetics, a lot of other things, whatever they want, right? But if you are a PharmD, how can you add the value to that shop, to the chemist shop? Simple, pharmacy. Guys, come on, you can turn that into a good pharmacy or pharmaceutical care clinic. You can give them counseling. You can check their blood pressures. You can check their on-site heart rate. You can check their on-site, glucose parameters. The sugar parameters. You can do a lot of other things as well. Main thing is carry their counseling about the medicines, about the disease, about a lot of things. Now, how it will impact the profession? Let me tell you guys. Let me tell you how it will impact the profession. It will impact your profession wonderfully because, see, doctors are so busy. You know what is the doctors ratio in India? It is very less, very, very less. Okay, doctors do not have time to spend with the patients on counseling them for disease, for the medications, for the side effect, everything. No. But if you are starting a job, if you are starting a pharmaceutical care center or pharmaceutical care pharmacy or pharmaceutical care clinic, you can attract a lot of geriatric patients. You can lot of older patients, lot of patients who doesn't want to go to doctor. If you are giving them the best services, you can go for the pharmaceutical care services. That is one thing. Many of my colleagues, they are doing it. Okay, many of my colleagues, I'm telling you, they are working, they have started the company of medical writing. They have started their own firms. Many, 3-4, I'm telling you, 3 or 4 people from Telangana and from North India, after PharmD, they have started their own manufacturing centers. Manufacturing centers does not mean that you are asking for least investment. Now, they have taken, see, there is a thing, what we call is big companies, what they do is they just market the product. So raw product, you can make it out in your center, make it out in your farm, and then you can supply to the big players like Novartis or others. They will purchase the raw product, they will label it with their name and like manufacture at your center, market it by them, and they will sell it. Okay, these are the two things. For the PharmDs, you can go for pharmacy care clinic, as I told you. You can go for educational services. You can go for these medical writing. You can go for pharmacovigilance centers. You can go for multiple other things here. CROs. Okay, you can start your own CRO. Is like definitely the big investments you need for CROs. But other than CROs, there are a lot of other things. Okay, AI centers. You can help them in making, one of my junior recently, one of my junior has come up with the pharmaceutical application company. So they are developing the applications for healthcare systems in different domains. It is just you have to come up with the idea. So that idea could be from AI, that idea could be from medical writing, that idea could be from education, that idea could be from research, that idea could be from pharmaceutical care. That idea should be there, and you should have the create plans to implement it. Okay, if you have that, you can become the entrepreneur. Okay, and then jobs, I'll come to the jobs. So let me not take your much time, 20 more minutes. Okay guys, but definitely 20 more minutes will be very much beneficial for you. Okay, now I have told you many things here. See, when I'm talking about career, first thing you can go for, if you are looking for government jobs, let me tell you the government jobs guys here. You can become the drug inspector. Definitely it is tough, you have to clear out the UPSC. Other than that, you can go for Pharmacopoeia Commission of India. Okay, you can go for ICMR. You can go for other central jobs. Okay, those jobs are contractual basis also, permanent basis also. Yes, they need entrance exam. There are interviews, but you can go for government jobs as well. Okay, Pharmacopoeia Commission of India, DCGI, Directorate of our, this Director General of, drugs, what we say, DCGI, I forgot the full form. Sometimes it happens, So DCGI you can go for ICMR, you can go for Pharmaceutical Commission or this Pharmacopoeia Commission of India. Okay, they have a lot of jobs for you, lot of contract based jobs, lot of permanent jobs as well in the government sector. Other than that, academia is wonderful option here. Academia, of course, it is underpaid in India, but academia and research, you can collaborate and you can get together to make your future. You can start from the assistant professor, you can go to the dean or the principal of the college, right? And you can pursue your research along with, right? Other than that, there are industrial jobs like medical writing, regulatory affairs, pharmacovigilance, and multiple others that I'll show you. In manufacturing, how many of you are agreeing with me guys here? How many of you are agreeing with me that you can go for pharmaceutical manufacturing, drug manufacturing? Tell me, after PharmD. No, you cannot keep your own clinic. You can go for pharmaceutical clinic, but you cannot go for the medical clinic by yourself. Okay guys, tell me how many of you are agreeing with me here that you can go for manufacturing? Tell me. Tell me guys, fast. We have a lot less time now. We have only 25 minutes. Okay, Sajad Khan is writing after MPharm we can. Sheikh Sumaya is telling no one. What else? YouTube guys, please tell me from YouTube. How many of you are agreeing with me that you can go for manufacturing? Sabah is telling we need to have industrial experience. Okay. Okay, so let me tell you guys. I had a meeting with the, in November. I went to a conference. I went to a meeting in Mumbai. That was in Taj Center Cruise. One meeting was a big meeting, the CEOs meeting. CEOs of all the big manufacturing companies like Cipla, Sun Pharma, and these all were gathered there. And, we were discussing. So someone asked me, how can the PharmDs will be helpful in manufacturing? Actually, there was a question like PharmDs can do something in manufacturing or not. So they asked me, because I'm from the PharmD background, I did BPharm also, I did PharmD also, both the things. So they asked me, Dr. Ajit, what do you think PharmDs could be helpful in manufacturing? So would you like to know my answer, guys? My answer was absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. Why? I explained them very nicely and they were very much impressed. And what was the outcome of that conference? I'll tell you later. So BPharms can go for MPharm pharmaceutics, MPharm pharmacy analysis, analytical chemistry, analytics, or pharmaceutical analysis, or multiple domains are there. You can directly jump into the industry, manufacturing industry. Absolutely, yes, this is your domain. After MPharm pharmaceutics or analytical chemistry or these things, you can go for it, no problem at all. But suppose if a PharmD is going to the manufacturing, Drug development. Look at the drug development. Just 2 minutes I'll take in this. Drug development means, you must have known about the phase 0, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, everything, right? Manufacturing people, the pharmacy people with pharmaceutical chemistry or pharmaceutical analysis or pharmaceutics who are meant to be for manufacturing are having the wonderful knowledge of machines and PK, pharmacokinetics. They're wonderful in pharmacokinetics. They know about the drugs throughout. What is the stability? What is their, how much it will go? What is the binding capacity? What is this? All these pharmaceutics nature, all these pharmaceutical properties. They are developing the drug. They are coming up with the drug. They are coming up with the, that chemical entity. Yes, they're coming up. They're wonderful in their job. But suppose if PharmD is there in the team to add the PD value, pharmacodynamics value, because PharmDs are throughout with the properties in actual scenarios. They have read about the drugs, about the categories in the hospital. They have seen the impact of the drugs, the categories in the patient's life. They know what are the symptoms have been shown. What are the symptoms after side effect, after adverse effect? What could be the adverse effect? What could be the dose, best dose? They know everything about pharmacodynamics, about the nature of the disease, about the nature of the patient, and how the patient is reacting to the drug or to the molecule. And it does not mean that PharmDs have not studied pharmaceutics. They have studied analytical chemistry, they have studied analysis, they have studied everything. Okay. So they were very much impressed that yes, PharmDs can come to the manufacturing and they will be the great help, because see, there are multiple drugs which are withdrawn from the market, just because of the dosing capacity, because they did not have the proper dose and their side effect profile was very high in the market after coming to the market. That's why they are withdrawn from the market. If PharmDs are there, they can help in pharmacometrics, they can help through pharmacometrics, they can help through the PD profile, they can help through the real patient scenario. Okay, in developing that drug. I mean, or MBBS, anything. I'm not telling that only PharmDs, but MBBS also. But if PharmDs are there, they have the throughout knowledge of the therapeutics, PK, PD, everything. They were very impressed, and you won't believe, guys, Sun Pharma and Cipla and Cadila, all three have opened their ways, opened their doors for PharmDs for internship in manufacturing after my lecture there, after my justifications there, after that meeting. Now they are taking PharmDs also for manufacturing as interns, and they told, okay, for the trial we'll take as interns, and if they are finding wonderfully, then you guys will be in manufacturing one day. Guys, come on, vaccines. There are a lot of vaccines coming every year. There are a lot of drugs coming every year. You guys could be the most value-added person in this drug development process. Why don't you think out of the box? Why you are always thinking clinical pharmacist? I'm not comfortable with manufacturing. I'm not into the manufacturing. I'm not into this. What? Why? Why can't you think out of the box? Why can't you think of manufacturing? Why can't you think of drug development? Think of. You are the people who can do that. Okay, you are the people who can do that. Okay, now my next question, other than manufacturing, what else do you think are the out of the box career options? I'll not take, okay, I think there are only 20 minutes for me. That's okay. Go for it, guys. Tell me what are the out of the box career options you think would be. Tell me, guys. Your YouTube people also, come on, guys, answer. I'm constantly looking at you. I'm constantly looking at my iPad and seeing your comments and answering. Please go ahead. Hospital management, artificial intelligence. Okay, anyone else? Any other options? Okay, I'll not go for this much. Okay, let me share this. Otherwise, it'll take time. Okay. See, look at this. Did you ever, okay, tell me guys, how many of you people have heard about physics and PharmD combination? Okay, Sayeda Samreen is writing in YouTube, but the thing is, who will take PharmD in manufacturing department? I just told, after this justification, they have started Cadila, Cipla, and Sun Pharma. Three doctors have three pharmaceutical companies have started internship in manufacturing for PharmDs. You guys, if you are interested, you can go for it. And one day you guys can go for it. Surgery, really? Come on, guys. Again, not. I don't want to answer the same question again and again. If you want to become the doctor, if you want to write the prescriptions and do the surgeries, go for MBBS. Why you are here? Okay. Tell me, how could you go for physics? And tell me, how many of you have heard of pharmacometrics before this?
Pharmacometrics is a tool to calculate dosing, and it uses disease models, drug models, and trial models to calculate dose and see the adverse effects.
Absolutely, yes. So you are from which college, Sabha?
Farooq College of Pharmacy.
Oh, okay. So you were there in my talk, and I feel you were there in recently pharmacovigilance conference in Mysore.
Yes.
Great, wonderful. Okay, so guys, AI and ML. Many people are working in the field of AI and ML. They are doing projects in IITs in India. My juniors, my students, IIT. Okay, so let me give you one example here. When we talk about AI and ML and technology, you can go to any kind of technology. First of all, you have seen ECG machines, echo machines, small thing, CT scan machine, MRI machines. Answer this question. Are doctors capable to make the CT machine, or are engineers alone capable to make the CT machine, CT scan machine? Tell me.
No, sir.
Not at all. Are doctors alone can make the CT scan machine? Are engineers alone can make the CT scan machine? No, absolutely no. Because this is called techno-medical bridging. Okay, this is called techno-medical bridging, and this is not new. This is hundreds of the years old. We need medical person and technology person to come up with the new technology to, hassle out or to combat these situations. AI, ML, biotech are the same situations where you can help engineers, where you can collaborate with engineers, where you can work with engineers and come up with the solutions in healthcare science. Okay, you are the people, you are the best people who can do that, because you have the knowledge of 100% medicine. You can have the knowledge of therapeutics. You have the knowledge of all the diseases, profiles, side effects, everything. So you can help them. As you told, you have read more than MBBS. Yes, I agree. Sow your knowledge in the right path, not in sowing the ego or competition with them. Sow your knowledge, put your knowledge in the right path. You can sow your knowledge in here, and you can snatch these opportunities. You can go for medical license. Medical license is a medical advisor job. Medical advisor job was only reserved for MBBS and MDs, but not now. PharmDs have broken that myth, and PharmDs have broken that path, and they are going to the medical license. And medical license starting salary is 80 to 90,000 per month, guys. After PharmD, immediately, if you have the good knowledge of therapeutics, if you have the great knowledge of therapeutics, you can directly go for medical license or medical advisor in any company. Novo Nordisk, Novartis, there are multiple companies, Pfizer, all top manufacturers, they are looking for, all top manufacturers and marketers, they are looking for medical license in every field. But you have to be specialized. If you want to go for cardiology, you have to learn cardiology throughout. Then you can become the medical license for cardiology department in company, because they have drugs for different departments, like for dermatology drugs, for cardiology drugs, for surgery drugs, for other drugs. You can become that medical license or medical advisor. You should choose your path, you should choose your area of interest, and you can go for it. Okay, similarly, AI and ML are techno based, techno medical bridging. Okay, you can go for it, or medico technical bridging. Okay, these two terms are same. You can go for it, and you have to find out your own path, guys. Now I'll give you two examples here. IIT Kanpur, why they need hospital facilities? They're IITs. IIT Kanpur is the first IIT or technical institute which is coming up with their own hospital, own 1,000-bed hospital. IIT Kanpur is starting next year. There are 300-bed hospital, and their target is 1,000-bed hospital in IIT itself. Why? Because they want to give 100% exposure to their IIT students to combat the medico-technical issues, to combat the techno-medical problems and solve them. They want to bridge this gap. They want to bridge this gap with medicos and with their students, with their professors, and they want to combat the issues which are there in the field. Understand my point? So go for this. Look at this area: AI, ML, biotechnology, food industry. There are other things as well in technology where you can go for it. Physics, molecular physics. Okay, you are the best person to do the projects with technology people, to assess the proteins, to assess the structures of the biomarkers, the structures of the drugs, the structures of the blood components and all. There are a lot of new things which has not been explored. Go for molecular physics. One of my students, not only one, 3 of my students are working in the area of molecular physics after PharmD. I always encourage my students to go out of the box, not to stuck with the clinical pharmacy, academics or things. Because if you are going to these areas, you will open the channels to everyone. You are opening the channels to your upcoming students. Pharmacometrics, as he is told, Sabha has told, pharmacometrics is one of the best options, again, which is coming up in India. Okay. Manipal is starting their own pharmacometrics course for the first time in India. First pharmacometrics course they are starting by 2023 mid. They're coming up with MSc in pharmacometrics very soon. This is one of the best area. Pharmacoeconomics and HEOR, you must know if you are the part of ISPOR. Pharmacoeconomics and health economics and research outcomes is one of the best area where you can do the research. Economic burden, insurances, multiple things where you can show your career options, where you can show your expertise. Okay, so value-added courses, as I told you, because only PharmD is not enough for all of you guys. Okay, only PharmD is not enough if you want to go for something out of the box. If you want to add on to your things, then always go for value-added courses. Value-added courses could be in your pharmacovigilance, drug safety, medical and scientific writing, analytical softwares like SAS, SPSS, drug development, clinical research, clinical data management, specific fellowships like oncology and all. So you can go for these things as well. Okay, I'll not take much time now. And that's about me. I've started my research in 2014, internship, and then did cardiology PhD. And that time in my PharmD 5th year only, I had the grants of 1.2 CR, 96 lakhs that time, which has increased to 2.5 CR now from Novartis, and I started PhD. I fight for the position in DCGI. I am working for these. I have started these things as PI and OPI, and then these clinical trials. Then I became 2015 to 2019. I was working as research associate, then senior scientist chief for ICMR in 2021. And then we started this. I have 50 plus publications, 3 book chapters, editor in chief for 2 journals. editorial board members for 12 journals, reviewed more than 50 papers, and multiple things, guy. I got a Young Scientist Award, Young Research Awards in 2019 and 2020. So this is just to inspire you. If I can do, you can do, my friends. If I did this, you also can do it. Okay, I'll not have much time right now. So these are the career option trees. You can see after pharmacy, you can go for entrepreneurship, like contract research, CROs, self-analytical labs, productions, large or smaller scale productions. Government jobs, you can go for hospital pharmacist, drug inspector, government analytical laboratories. Forensics, you can go for lecturers, demonstrates. Productions, you can go for quality control, drug manufacturing, contract manufacturing, bulk drug productions. You can go for sales, marketing, anything. You can go for in the research, you can go for contract research, R&D, you can go for abroad research, you can go for government laboratories, you can go for other industrial research and teaching. You can go for assistant professor to professor or director. Your salary could be from 25,000 to 5 lakhs per month anywhere. In your entire career. You can go for clinical research in the practice settings in the hospitals. You can go for hospital, community pharmacy. There are multiple jobs for you guys, multiple jobs after BPharm and PharmD. Lot of things. Okay, so these are some other domains in clinical research like leadership, communication, scientific concept, ethical things. These are just the domains of your clinical research. Okay, if you are a clinical research, you can work in the safety, you can work in the investigational product development regulations, you can work for clinical study operations, you can work for study and site management, you can work for data management and informatics, pharmaceutical and pharma informatics is one of the thing. Okay, you can go to the leaderships, project managers, directors and things. You can go to the communication team, you can go to the other teams and all, right? Then these are the top pharmaceutical companies in India: Sun Pharma, Dr. Reddy's, Divi's, Cipla, Torrent, Lupin, Abbott, Zydus, Alchem, Aurobindo right now. And these are the top CROs in India. Okay, not only Indians, but outside CROs as well. These are the CROs and academic programs and academic clinical sites. So these are Sinus, PPDs, IQVIA, Covens, Duke, Cato, PSI is there. So there are multiple things where you can explore your career, where you can think of going and making your career. Yes. Okay, so that's my thing, guys. Thank you very much for today. And now please fire your questions. Please suit your questions, suit up. Okay, thank you for listening patiently, guys. And I would like to thank the PharmD Insight 2023 team, Dr. Sakina, Bharat, and other people who are working constantly, and thanking you for joining this wonderful sessions. Thanking you for joining the PharmD Insight 2023. I have seen there are 100, 110 or more than 120 people in YouTube constantly which were watching us, and around 50 people in Zoom which are seeing us here, which are interacting with us here. So now it's your time, guys. You can follow me on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Clemed as well on LinkedIn, Instagram. If you have any questions, you can WhatsApp on us on our company number, this, and email ID as well. So now your questions, please. Yes, guys. Can you repeat the value-added courses? Okay, so I'll start with one example. As I told you, I did my PharmD postbaccalaureate and I did my PhD in heart failure. See, I had the knowledge, okay, of heart failure, what I've learned from KMC in my internship, in my ward rounds and all. But that was not enough. That was basics, okay? That was basics. Yeah, in 5 minutes, we will invite Dr. Ejaz. Yes. In 5-7 minutes, we will invite Dr. Ejaz. That's why I am winding up right now. So by 12, Dr. Ejaz can start. Okay. So yes, as I told you, value addition. So in between, I went to American College of Cardiology for 1 year to learn the global heart failure course. That gave me the intense knowledge about heart failure symptoms, epidemiology, research in heart failures, management of heart failure according to European Society of Cardiology, American College of Cardiology, and American Heart Association, their guidelines. I learned the heart failure for entire 1 year, 100%. So I added the value to my interest. Okay, that's why I'm telling you, if you are interested in cardiology, learn cardiology from somewhere. We are running cardiology courses. If you are interested in gastroenterology, learn gastroenterology. If you are interested in medical writing, go for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year course in medical writing. If you are interested in pharmacology, go for the additional courses in pharmacovigilance, because those are specific courses which will add the value to you. You will be completely aware of that subject and you can crack the interviews finally. You can understand the basics of that subject. CLIMED is running the courses. So CLIMED is running all the courses, value-added courses. With us, there are multiple all the value-added courses, 100+ value-added courses for you. Now we are coming in the codings also, medical coding, medical writing, everything is there. And if you can do from anywhere, guys, you can do from anywhere. Value addition is very important. If you do from us, from anywhere else in the India, outside India, wherever you want to go, but add some value added things to your career based on your interest. If you are interested in something, go for the value addition, and please do that. That is more interesting, and that will be helpful in your career making. Okay guys, that will be helpful in your career making, because in the common curriculum of PharmD or BPharm, you cannot learn everything. In the teachings, in the classrooms, you cannot learn those things. If you want to learn the advanced things, you have to go for value-added courses, skill development courses that you can do with us, without us, anywhere else. But do something which can add value to your knowledge, which can add value to your interest. Okay. So I'm planning to do my higher studies in abroad. Which one would be the best course among MS, PhD, and MBA? That you have to decide. I cannot. Based on your interest, based on your financial constraint, based on your what we say, other scenarios. This is not only, guys, about interest. This is about financial things also. This is about your family perspectives. This is about your every considerations you should consider. Every aspect you should consider and then decide, definitely. But if you're interested in MS, PhD, or MBA, then I feel PhD abroad will take 5 to 7 years. MBA could be finished in 1 to 2 years. MS also could be finished in 1 to 2 or 3 years maximum. So based on that also you can select your things. Okay, so anything is fine if you're doing from abroad. That's okay. What is the scope of SAS and SPSS? Value addition. Value addition. SAS is one of the wonderful course and one of the trending course right now in India. Okay, people who are completing their SAS are taken by the companies like this in a second. Okay, DMO is nothing in India. This medical officer, people who are offering you medical officers are completely, I'm telling you guys, they are giving you the good chance to learn medicine, but that is not a career option at all in India. Come on, because they will not take you for permanent. They are just they are just taking you on the less money, and they will not show you even legally in their registers, I'm very sure. Okay, how did I get grant from 1.2 CR? A good project and my interest. I was interested in heart failure, so I have written a good project in heart failure with my HOD then in cardiology, and we got it. See, value-added courses can be done in 5th year or 6th year. Nisal Agrawal, anytime you can do these value-added courses, whether you are in 1st year, 2nd year, 3rd year, 4th year, or 5th year. Now, Government of India has come up with the new policies, new education policies. So, every college should start the value-added courses for their students from the 1st year. So it's up to you from when you want to learn, at which level you are, and you want to learn what. Based on that, you can choose your value-added course and you can go for it. So there is nothing like that. Food industry have a great choice. See, food industry has great offerings for PharmDs, and you're asking the role of PharmDs. Yes, you can go for the value, what we say, the nutritional values. You can go for the what we say storage, multiple things. You can go for food products, how the food products are made, the policies, their production, multiple things are there in the food industry as well. Yes, after finishing your PhD degree, after finishing your PharmD degree, Krishna, you can directly go to the CRO, and you can enter as research coordinator, research associate, research assistant, and you can start your career in CRO, definitely. BCPS exams I could not discuss today because time is over, guys. So it's 12:01. Thank you very much. If you have any other questions, please message me, or please share in the email, or type in the chat box. I'll be answering those in the chat box. Okay. So thank you again, guys. Thank you very much for giving me a chance and listening to me for 2 hours. And now I'll hand over this to Sakina. Dr. Sakina, yes, please go for it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for letting us know that there are many opportunities. There are many add-on courses, or these are opportunities other than medical field, as everyone is stuck to clinical pharmacy, DMO, or physician assistant. That we have more opportunities ahead from this that we can go through. So without delaying now, let's know more about other opportunities. I'm going to invite. I am very pleased to invite our next speaker, who is joining us directly from Mumbai, Dr. Ajaz Ahmed Khan from Mumbai. Ajaz sir did PharmD from RJUHS, Karnataka, and currently working as a medical advisor with IPCA Laboratories. Rest of his career journey, sir will cover up in his discussion. So I request Ajaz sir to please take up the session and give us more insight about PharmD. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope I am audible. You can just
yes, sir. Audible.
Okay. So today we are going to discuss about bit of like medical affairs and how a PharmD person can do like excel in medical affairs. So before going to medical affairs, I will go through what I was doing before entering to my medical affairs, and how I got into medical affairs, and how and like why we need to enter into medical affairs as a career option. So there are currently multiple career options for PharmDs. Like when I joined in 2012, there was very limited options because most of the people, even now, we go for an interview with any company, they will ask about like most of my interviews were gone like for 10 to 15 minutes, even 30 minutes for discussing what is PharmD. We have to differentiate between PharmD, D Pharm, B Pharm, and M Pharm. And it is quite difficult for us in initial days for entering into any field, because there as of now, I'll TCS also not taking any PharmD in PV. Still, even though it is a very big company and having good exposure in pharmacovigilance, still they are not taking PharmD in their PV, because they are not their hiring team is not okay with or they are not doing any something. Like we ask some questions to their HR and their senior managers that why you are not taking PharmDs. So I will go through my journey from how I entered into PV, then shifted to clinical pharmacology, and finally reached my dream job destination of medical affairs. So myself, Dr. Ajaz Ahmed Khan, I did my Doctor of Pharmacy from Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Science, and I was in batch of 2012 and 18. So here I'm going to start my presentation, and it's quite simple, straightforward presentation. If you have any queries, you can drop me in, drop your queries in chat box. So at the end of or in middle, if possible, we'll take that queries and answer your doubts. We'll try to clear your doubts. So before starting my presentation, I want to give a disclaimer that whatever the topics I'm here discussing, these are all my personal opinion. It got nothing to do with my organizations, which is I'm currently working, or previous organization which I work for. So let's start what we are going to discuss here. So my journey in brief, from where I did my PharmD, how I did my PharmD, then first job in PV, then role as clinical pharmacologist, first job in medical affairs, current job in medical affairs, then what is medical affairs? At the end, we are going to discuss in brief about medical affairs. So let's start with PharmD degree. So we all started with a doubt in our mind. So whether we have to do our PharmD degree or we have to go for some other thing. So my education background, I did my basic education from Maharashtra itself. Then I moved to Karnataka for doing my PharmD degree in 2012 and 18 batch. After successful completion of my PharmD degree, I joined IQVIA in their pharmacovigilance department in Mumbai location. In pharmacovigilance, basically we do is we get some sort of ADR from different countries. Suppose we are having one product for our portfolio, and we are working for that product from company A. And if that drug is having any sort of ADR from any location of the reporting country, we'll get those ADRs, and we have to process that ADR in a specified manner depending upon the company protocol and regulatory bodies protocol. And then after submission, after processing, the QC will be done, and after QC, those submission will be given to medical team, and medical team will do a processing again, and they will submit to regulatory bodies. So these pharmacovigilance is like quite biggest growing as of now in if we look after the PharmD jobs. So most of your classmates will be in PV. Your seniors, your classmates are in PV. So because the growth is very high and the jobs openings are very good. But I was my primary interest was in medical affairs. So I left this PV job and I joined clinical pharmacology so that I can grow my skills more in line with medical affairs. So I can do training of doctors, I can do ADR reporting, I can do a new drug discussion, another thing. So I joined Nanavati Hospital in 2019. There I worked for antimicrobial stewardship program. There I started this AMSP program and ran it for around 2 years. After doing this, I got my first break in medical affairs. So that was in cosmetic company where I was doing their online offline marketing and launch their 3 products like retinol cream, sunscreen, and vitamin C serum, and also initiated the few development of few more products. So apart from their current portfolio, they were having some growth serums for hair growth serums, for brightening creams, then anti-wrinkle creams and solutions. And as a part of medical affairs, we have to do a training for sales team, and we have to answer the queries, whatever we are getting queries from online team, from offline team, from doctors, from nurses, from pharmacists, from anyone. If there is any query raised to the company, it will go to us, and we'll have to formulate the answer and forward that in specified manner. It depends. The answer will be different. The format of answer will be different from person to person. If it is for doctors, it will be different, and if it is for pharmacists, it will be different. And if it is for normal public, it will be different. So after that, I got a full-fledged break in medical affairs with IPCA Laboratories. Currently, I'm working with IPCA Laboratories in the cardio department. In cardio department, I'm working for some drugs, and I did some launches for new products also. So basically, the medical affairs role will be same for all the people. Like what we are doing in our company, it will be near about same. The protocol of the company will differ from department to department and person to person. From juniors, it will be different. From seniors, it will be different. And the training and knowledge update part is same for all medical affairs team. So can I know any of you know what is medical affairs? You can write down your answers in chat box. Hello. I will wait for 1 minute. If I'm not getting answer, I will answer this query. Okay, fine. So medical affairs is a branch of medical science, or we can see a branch of pharma industry, where we effectively we produce a medical communication. So you know about MRs. They do like they come to doctor and they present some leaflet. Bhagya writing something like medical advisor. Okay, fine. So whenever a sales representative, a marketing team goes to a doctor, they will carry some sort of information with them, either in form of single paper or in the form of book. So those information will be cross-checked and prepared with the help of medical team, which is medical affairs team. So those documents are going to doctors that must be legally and effectively compliant with. Legally compliant means we have different regulatory bodies like DCGI, PCI, CDSCO. They have certain guidelines for communication of like your marketing of your products to the doctors, to the pharmacists, and other things. So we have to follow those certain guidelines. And after following the guidelines, we are preparing some sort of communications. So most of you, anyone have ever seen a pharma advertisement on TV? Have you ever seen any pharma
No,
advertisement
sir.
on TV?
No, sir. We don't usually see the greatest medicines or anything in TV
Okay.
ads.
Someone is raising yes. The person has seen Mr. SAK or Miss SAK. The person is writing this yes. She or he might have seen some advertisement of medications. Can you please elaborate that? Move only, those are general products, and those advertisements are in bit like not at par the they can do those advertisement with certain limits. Multivitamins are nutraceuticals.
As
Those are not
OTC
pharma.
drugs or
No,
OTC drugs or
we
anything
can't
which will be.
advertise OTC drugs also. Those
Mm,
multivitamins are your nutraceuticals. They are not pharmaceuticals.
okay.
So you can see those advertisement as a supplement to food. Multivitamins are supplements. Nutraceuticals are supplement to food. They are not a drug. They are not doing any pharmacological changes. They are doing as a food product, as a food supplement, not as a drug. They are not working as a doing any receptor changes or doing any like a blockage of any channels or opening of any channels. So you can see, but most of the like you can't see any TV advertisement for your drugs like your paracetamol. आप लोग बोलेंगे कि you may say that the Ceradon and other things. So for now, from last few years, we might be knowing that there are very least or no advertisement of these Ceradon and aspirin on TVs. Are you agree with me?
Yes, sir. It is. Yes, sir.
Because these advertisements guidelines are quite stringent as of now. So we can't do those
Yes.
things, and we can't promote anything in any way. Like suppose your drug is having chances of like improvement of heart, like your sacubitril valsartan, or the management of blood pressure from any BP medication. You can't give that this those Benadryl and all things are now stopped. So currently the only way to promote drug, it's only a scientific promotion. Scientific promotion in a way that we give information to a medical professional, your pharmacist, your nurses, and your doctors, so that they can understand how, so that these professionals can understand how these medications are working, what are their supporting studies. Because whenever you see once you get a chance after this session is over, you just go and check those advertisement which are coming to doctors. So those advertisement will have a references. Without references, they will not say anything on any drug. So if they are claiming that the 20% patients got relief from this, or 20% got better, or 50% got better from previous condition, so they will have certain studies, certain clinical trials, or certain real world studies which are supporting those claims. Without the support of clinical data, they can't claim those things. So we can advertise these things in a scientific manner, or we can say it is a scientific promotion or not a advertisement. We are promoting our molecule and their benefits in a scientific manner, so that doctor can understand, and if the doctor needs to treat his or her patient, the doctor will think on it and will use his own brain, because marketing people can do anything, but the final call is with the doctor, because the patient is of the doctor, and the doctor will take the final call whether the patient will go with this treatment, or whether he or she will change the treatment according to his own protocol. Fine. So remember one thing: effective and legally compliant communication. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Any doubts still here? The quality of information provided to a healthcare professional is a reflection of the company and its standards. If you are providing information to the doctors and to the nurses or to the pharmacist, and if they are not having any references, or if the quality of data is low, suppose I am saying that one study is saying that this will help in your patient to reduce chances of MI by 10%, but that study is of inferior quality. Like how you can define a study with having good quality or a bad quality according to clinical trials or real world data? Can anyone comment down how you will define a quality of study, or quality of medical data, scientific data?
The study where it is posted, sir, in Scopus, or where the article is posted.
The publication journal you are saying.
Sir, yes, sir.
Anyone else? Anyone else can give me their understanding of quality of data, or quality of study, or quality of real world data, quality of clinical trials? How you can define? Okay. Okay. Some Mr. Shahzad had commented it will come under through customer feedback. No, nothing. No, it is not related to customer feedback. First and foremost, the journal, selection of journal will come at the last. The first and foremost will be a type of study. If it is randomized controlled trial, this is the most trusted source of information for doctors. Second will be a real world data. Randomized controlled trial, if a drug is having more than one randomized controlled trial and with more than thousands of patients involved in those randomized controlled trial, because of RCT, your chances of bias will be less. Yes or no?
Yes.
And because of in real world data, what we do, suppose there are multiple studies published in the market, or suppose ICMR is doing one collection of data study, or one registry. ICMR is doing one registry of patients of diabetes. Like they are selecting few patients from each states and each cities, which are having similar characteristics of type 1 diabetes or type 2 diabetes. And they are studying their type of prescription pattern and other things. And at the end, they are, after 2 months or 3 months, or after 4 months, or after a few years, after 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, they are studying their compliance with the medication and their level of improvement. And they are publishing those data. Those will come under real world evidence. So your RCT will be first topmost quality, then your real world data, and then smaller studies done by a good reputed doctors and good reputed hospitals or an organizations like ICMR, those will come at the third rank. And these, according to these, the doctor will select whether these data presented by your company is good or not, or whether the study is good or not. So are you clear with the quality of data?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So the quality plays a major role while transforming information from our pharma industry to the doctors. If it is of good quality, the doctor will trust your brand and your company and your medical team. Otherwise, if it is of inferior quality, the doctor will not trust you in any information provided by you. Suppose you given a reference of low quality data and the doctor said that doctor got to know about this data is of inferior quality, so he will never trust you again. Fine. So medical advisor ensures that business objectives are met with the following parameters. So like we are working for a business, so there might be some objectives like clinical and scientific accuracy. Whatever the claims we are making, those must be clinical and scientifically accurate. So the data must be of good quality. That is the only thing we can be assured, so that we can give a clinical and scientific accuracy to the doctors. And compliance and applicable laws and regulations. Like if that suppose I want to approve a new drug in our company for Indian population. So the CDSCO will check whether the drug is already approved in US FDA, European Medical Council, or any other good quality of medical councils, followed by whether the company is doing any clinical trials, phase 3 clinical trials in India. And by combining those data, we can apply for a approval of those drugs in our country. Otherwise, as of now, the approval of drug is quite difficult as compared to previous few years. So because of difficulty, the quality has already improved a lot. So you can be assured that if whatever you are getting a new medications, whether it is already approved in our country or whether it is taken from other countries, that will be of good quality, because those the drug will have a supporting data of Indian population also. So CDSCO and DCGI is focusing and pressurizing all companies to include Indian patients, so that only that basis they will get approval in for the marketing in India. The compliance with the company rules, apart from these clinical, scientific, and compliance with regulatory bodies, the compliance with the company rules also, because there are some ethical and non-ethical practices done by some companies. So those must not be followed. So if anyone is having any question, you can ask me in between. So it's for your benefit, not for me. So I can talk and go and sleep again. So better ask questions, clear your doubts. So when we come to medical affairs, there are majorly two branches. One is totally office-based, one is totally field-based. The office-based jobs are like scientific communications, then medical advisor, then scientific head, the medical directors, all will be sitting in office, and their travel will be around 30% of their total working days. And the field job will be of mostly in travel-based, and they are like medical scientific liaisons, regional medical advisors. These are these roles which will be mostly based out of office, and they will travel throughout the country or specific areas provided to them, and they will collect data from those doctors and submit to the company. So here you can ask questions like, if you are trying to apply for a job, which job is good for you and which you will try to avoid. And for preparing PV exam, it's quite easy. Or if you think that it is quite difficult for you to prepare for PV exam, You are asking for PV interviews or exam? I'm not clear. GNV Sindhusha. PV interview, na? If it is for, yeah, okay, fine. If it is for PV interview, then you can get most of the data available on the internet. Like you can study the pharmacovigilance guidelines of European Medical Council. And after that, you can read ICH GCP from internet, the latest version ICH G6, GCP E6 R2 or R3. If it is available R3, you can go for R3. Otherwise, R2 is fine. Then after that, you can get a lot of videos on YouTube. And even if you are not confident enough, then you can go for a classes which will provide all the information in a like structured manner so that you can prepare for the interview. And after that, those classes will give a certain mock type of interview also to face those real world scenarios. When you are going for an interview as a fresher, you will not be asked for like what you can do in what you are going to do in PV. They will only ask what you have done in your course, in your education, and what you know about PV. The more you know about PV, the more chances you will get to like go through into that interview. Suppose they will ask certain questions about your PharmD and few questions regarding your subjects. And after that, like basically it will start with your introduction, then your degree, your family background. And after that, they will come to what you know about PV, what you know about clinical trials, what you know about clinical research, and what you know about different databases used in PV, and how those regulatory bodies are important, and how ADR can help companies. What is difference between ADR, AD? So basically, all questions will be covered in your ICH GCP and your pharmacovigilance guidelines. So what kind of data is to be collected by field workers? Okay, fine. So you're asking about MSLs. Those are MSL or RMA, regional medical advisors, are field workers. So their primary responsibility is to collect insights. Insights are like when we are giving medications. Suppose a new medication is being launched in the market, which is totally new for the market. And if the medications is current, we are having current, before launch, or we are having phase 3 clinical trial data, and currently the drug is in phase 4 or past phase 4 also. So that there might be chances that the drug will, whether the drug will work in same manner as a clinical trial or can work in different manner in real world study, real world life. Ask me this, just answer this question, whether the drug will work in same manner or there are chances that drug will work or behave in different. I'm asking that whether the drug will work as same as clinical trials, or there are chances that it will be bit different from the clinical trials.
It will be a bit different, sir, from clinical trial. Because in clinical trial, it is the atmospheric pressure also changes, atmospheric pressure and everything as the atmosphere of clinical trial is attributed to it only, sir. But according to the temperature, according to humidity, also drugs interact and change their behaviors.
Okay, because once we are into clinical trials, everything will be ideal. Your patient will have only one condition. Your patient will take medication on time because he is in under clinical trial supervision, and he will not take any other medication. But when it comes to in real life, suppose my drug was studied for hypertension, and that drug was done, the patients were taking only hypertension medication. But when this drug is come into market, and when the patient started taking these medications, the patient, there are many chances that patient will have comorbidities like diabetes, CKD, any other things. So the action of the drug can be increased or decreased, and the compliance of the patient will not be as same as it was in clinical trial. So efficacy, effectiveness and efficacy will be different. Efficacy is in clinical trial and effectiveness in real world. how effective your drug is in real world is effectiveness, and how your drug working in clinical trial is efficacy. Okay. So because of ideal conditions, the drug will work best. And because of mixed real world condition, the drug may work more with more power or with less power, or will not have that much extent of action. So because of that, how our drug is currently working in the market, so these data are given to the doctors, because the patient coming to doctors and they are taking the medications, and our field staff, that MSL, will go to the doctors and ask the doctors whether your patients are having any other ADRs apart from what we had reported in our clinical trials. There might be chances that more ADRs will come. And how your patients are responding to the medications, whether they are getting same amount of reduction of their pain or same amount of reduction of your BP and less or more. So these insights can only be provided by the patient to the doctors, and from the doctors to the medical affairs team via MSLs. Fine. So these are the data which are collected by the fieldworks, so that these data can be used. If it is positive data, that can be used for marketing, and we can do a clinical studies on those real world data, and we can enhance our reach to the more doctors with those studies, real world studies. And if it is negative, then the data, depending on those data, the drug can be withdrawn from the market. So you might be knowing about the thalidomide disaster. So because of
Yes, sir. Cocomedia.
post-marketing data, the drug has been withdrawn from the market, because if it is like from ADR report, we are withdrawing the drug from the market. It is beneficial for the patient and for the company both. Like how the Johnson & Johnson is facing these issues with their products. Those patients are filing lawsuits against them. And because if they had done properly PV, their safety analysis, so they might have saved some billions of dollars from these lawsuits. Fine. So someone is Miss Sindhusha is asking, what about the written exam? So written exams are mostly written exams are like their aptitude test. Those are software based, those are PC based questions. They will ask some questions on your knowledge of your basic chemistry, basic pharmacology, basic English. You will have to select some subject and have to answer those questions. Those are quite easy questions, not so hard. You can ask them very well. Just you have to be clear with your older concepts, what you have studied in your previous days in your school, in your PU or your 12th, and then your PharmD. There might be one is English is mandatory for this written exam, that aptitude test. And apart from aptitude test, in aptitude test, apart from English, there will be one subject from your pharmacy, and one or two subjects from your 12th, and there might be one subject from logical reasoning. So logical reasoning will be like some tricky maths questions, simple but tricky. So you can get those information on internet, how to pass that aptitude test. Fine.
Someone is asking in YouTube difference between regulatory affairs and medical affairs.
Okay. Regulatory affairs is basically, I'm not dealing with regulatory affairs, so I'm having only brief information about regulatory affairs. So I can say that regulatory affairs is whatever the information of safety and whatever the data we are having about the drug during clinical trials, preclinical data, clinical data, and post-clinical trial data, all the safety data, all the information about the drug, we have to submit to the regulatory bodies. Like in our case, the DCGI, CDSCO is our regulatory bodies. We are submitting those data to them so that they can have a periodic safety report of those data, and they will decide whether the drug will be continuing in the market or the drug has to stop from marketing. And medical affairs is mainly dealing with scientific promotion of the product to the doctors, to medical team. Like I'm training our sales team, and I'm just doing a launch of the drugs for our marketing team. And medical affairs basically, majorly, it is medical affairs is related to your regulatory bodies, regulatory affairs, and medical affairs is totally related to internal and external team. I will come to that internal and external team in a later part of this presentation. So regulatory is all this data we are submitting to regulatory bodies for continuous approval and for continuous marketing of the product in the market. Fine. So head office and field, the head office job will be like we have to give some sort of medical presentation regarding our medicines, regarding our related to my disease area, related to my department of in which I'm working. If there is any CME request, I will have to prepare those PPTs, medical presentations, and I have to forward those medical presentations to the doctors or marketing team so that they can be used for continuous medical educations. And field team will be doing insight collection. Apart from insight collection, they will be most of the time they will be organizing CMEs for the doctors so that they can give more information about the drug to the doctors, because they will take one doctors as a speaker, and they will ask the doctor, they will train the doctor about the therapy, about the drug, and the doctor will get to know about those medication. And after getting trust of the doctors with scientific data, the doctor will be ready to give medical education on same drug to junior doctors or their colleagues. So in medical affairs, we work with two different teams. There are internal teams and external teams. Internal teams, we are having like our sales team. For sales team, I'm doing whatever the queries they are having with their own related to their own self and their own doubts related to our product and related to our some studies. They will ask to me, and I will answer those queries. And that's the training part. So before launching the product, and if in between time to time we are having fine. So related to our product, we are having a periodic training for sales team. So whatever the data related to disease and drugs, will collect and prepare a presentation for sales team in a structured manner. Your CME slides will be totally different, and your sales team training slides will be totally different. And your sales team, like my sales team, will be trained by me from so that they can understand what our drug is giving to the doctors and how the sales team has to deal with the doctors. Because without any information about this medication, they can't go and talk with the doctors. They will have leaflets, they will have all the information with them, they will be having all the resources, but there needs a basic training on the medication that will be provided by the medical affairs team along with marketing team. Then marketing team will be preparing those glittery and attractive marketing scientific presentations or scientific LBLs, visual aids. They will prepare, and those prepared visual aids will come to us, and we'll check and cross check whether these are scientifically correct or not, whether those indication mentioned in the LBL is correct as per our DCGI or not. So we are dealing with internal PV team. If there is any ADR reported by the doctors to our external team or internal team, we'll take those information and we'll submit those to our PV team. Then clinical research, if there is any clinical trial is going on and we have to coordinate in between the doctors and the CR team, we can do that. Then medical affairs field or HO team, they are interrelated, they are dealing with each other. So field team will talk with HO team, and HO team will talk with field team, so that the exchange of information can be taken place and those information can be used in a much structured manner. So external stakeholders are doctors, nurses, pharmacists, patients, and common person. those stakeholders will mostly ask queries, will report any ADRs, will check, will ask for like protocols, and will ask for some dilution, etc. And those needs to be answered by the medical affairs team. Any question till now? So, Ms. Sindhusha, the written exam for PV or any company which are taking written exams, so those are aptitude tests, will have similar pattern for all. Like they will have a certain subject selected as per their PV or CDM or clinical research. Rest of the subject will be common, like your logical reasoning and your pharmacology will be same. Few, 2 or 3 subjects will differ, and those will be from your previous education background, not from any like future or any current job perspective. They will be related to your current job, but they are from your previous education background. Stages at which medical affairs team works. So suppose we have to initiate a new product development. So we have to we have to give suggestions to our company that sir, we can develop this product, or we can like suppose currently one drug is doing good in the market, and doctor is asking lower dose of same molecule. So we'll discuss this with our R&D team and our clinical research team, whether is it possible or whether there are any studies with lower dose of those medications, so that we can initiate those, so that we can initiate our new product ideation. And because some medications can't be broken into half or used as a lower dose. Suppose the drug is film coated, your tablet is film coated, so we can't break those film coated tablets. We have to take it as a whole tablet. So if the doctors requires lower dose of those medication, the doctors can ask our medical teams, your medical affairs team, to formulate and to give an idea about lower dose, or if a new drug is coming to the market, or if the drug is needed for any new indication, those will be ideation will be done with the help of medical affairs team, and medical affairs team will present that ideation to all the team of marketing, clinical research, R&D, and then after that they will decide whether we have to go for this drug or not. Insight generation will be done from external team, or sometimes if the company is not having any external team, so the office-based medical affairs team will only generate those insights. Helping in medico marketing. So we are not just doing a marketing. We are not doing sales of like any normal day-to-day things. We are supplying medications, and we are discussing our medicines, and we are discussing science with the doctors. So that's why we are calling it medico marketing. Query answering, there will be a query if the drug, if it is very old, the query will be less. But if the drug is quite newer in the market, the query will be higher. Suppose if the drug comes in powder form and it needs to be reconstituted with water or saline or DNS or with any specific solution, or so those will be queries from the doctors or pharmacists or nurses, or mechanism of action, how drug is working, what are the possible side effects, whether the drug can be combined with these medications or not, how it will enhance the action if I'm adding this medication with the other medication. So those types of query will come from the market, and we have to check whether those answers which we are providing to the marketing to the external stakeholders are correctly and compliant with the correct with the scientific manner and compliant with the regulatory bodies. Because if the doctor is asking some off-label indication, and if it is not approved in India, and if it is approved in USA, so I can't give the doctors the indication as it is approved in USA. It must be approved in India. So KOL engagement, we have to engage the KOLs, like key opinion leaders, the top doctors, with these scientific studies, with the scientific discussion of our company to promote our drug. So advisory boards, suppose we have to go for new indication of the drug. We have to take some studies, we have to discuss with the doctors, and those will be done in the advisory boards. And there are some scientific meetings in which we can talk with a new, we can talk for new indication. And clinical trials, we can just coordinate in between doctors and clinical research team. And there are many more things which we can do. So if you are into medical affairs, you will get to know about those things also. So that's all from my side. If you have any questions, you can ask. Dr. Sakina, you can take the questions from YouTube also.
Yes, sir, sure.
So medical affairs is was quite new for me also. In 2016 or 17, I got to know about medical affairs. And previously they were taking only either MD pharmacology or MPharm. And now they are quite good, quite happy with the type of work the PharmD people are doing in medical affairs. So they are okay for taking PharmDs, and the pay is quite better as compared to hospitals in India.
Sir, is it this medical affairs is most applicated in Maharashtra, like north side, but we don't have had in south side about more about jobs like medical affairs or medical advisor. We hear in south mostly the jobs are medical field, hospital field, and PV somewhat jobs.
Maybe you might have not activated those LinkedIn job notifications for medical affairs, or because you can get more. There are jobs in all cities, all major cities for medical affairs. The field-based job will be in all cities, and the office-based job will be in the headquarter of the company, because they like Dr. Reddy's there, and Dr. Reddy's is having their office in Hyderabad, and the most pharma companies are having their offices in Mumbai, and there are a few companies who are having their offices in Delhi, and few companies are like Biocon, they are having their office in here in Bangalore, and few companies are having their office in Ahmedabad. So depending on their head office job role and on field role, you will get to know about those job openings. And there are openings for all type of medical affairs job, and they are taking PharmDs even in south, north, and central, east, west, har jagah like.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So what are the main topics should be focused to crack the UPSC for PV? I can't answer this question, so it's pass for me, because I don't I never did a preparation or never thought of preparation for UPSC.
No, but what is UPSC? What is UPSC in PV? I want to ask this, whoever is this. Okay.
Miss Sindhusha.
Yes, Miss Sindhusha. So you're looking for what kind of job you are thinking, like after after clearing the UPSC, you will get in PV. There is the only thing after UPSC, I think, that is drug inspector, and PV is just 2 to 3% in that. Dr. Ajaz, wonderful session, wonderful seminar. It was amazing. And I think these people got many new things to know.
And I think so. One of my, I was in one conference, and there was one person who was from pharma background, and he cleared UPSC for from for medical drug inspector, and after that he was doing a good job in DCJ at.
Yes.
So you can go through that, but we are not at all like you must be clear with what type of how you want to use the UPSC for entering into PV. because PV, most of the jobs which currently available in PV from the government side is only contract based. They are paying around 25,000 per month, that too only for 1 year contract basis, and the contract will expire after 1 year. There might be chances that they will renew that contract for again 1 year. But that
Absolutely.
is not related to UPSC. From UPSC, you can get into like your drug inspector. From drug inspector, once you are into drug inspector field based, then you will be into office based roles. And from office based, there are multiple options for a pharma graduate to take up in DCJ office or CDSO office or PV office or PCI office.
Yes.
So are there any online job options? What is the starting salary? Be clear on the online options. Not
See,
PV for doing drug inspector. So, okay, fine. You can go for drug inspector, but you do your research by your own, because we are not that much expert in UPSC and drug inspector. I'm not expert in that.
Okay, so I'm also not expert in that, but
Sir.
you guys have to find out from the DCGI and the UPSC website, and I'm definitely getting very soon Dr. Rajiv Kumar for one webinar who can guide you all in this area, and you can get more insights. And if you are looking for these online jobs, there are multiple online jobs. See, right now, if you are generally asking this question, there are in medical writing, PV, and in other things also. But most importantly, medical writing is as per Excel is there, Caneps is there, multiple other companies out there which are giving 100% work from home. So medical writing is one of the best thing where you can go for 100% work from home or online jobs. And then pharmacovigilance is there, but at a certain extent, to a certain extent. And other than that, I think CROs also, giving some jobs in like, but where you have to travel. Okay, that is also not 100% work from home or online jobs.
Someone is asking, how can we enter in medical affairs jobs, sir?
Dr.
It's
will answer
quite,
better.
okay, fine. Now it is quite easy to enter into medical affairs if you have a desired qualification. So first of all, they ask for a good communication skill, good knowledge. First, they need a knowledge. If you are having basic info, like grip on your subject areas, and if you are related to, like, you have done like, if the job opening is for cardio department, and if you have done any research work, then it is well and good. If you had not done the research work in cardio, then also you can crack the interview. The first of all, your presentation skills must be very good. Your presentation preparation and your slide selection, your reference provided, because in some companies they will ask to prepare a slide for giving interview. They will give one study, and they will ask you to prepare a slide within 2 hours. And by using that scientific information, and you can add related information from any other studies also, or any other books also. And after 2 hours, you have to present that study with specified references to them. And you, if you are a fresher, apart from that presentation, they will basically ask about what you have did in your curriculum, in your education. And you must be clear what you did, and be specific to your answers. Don't give like general answers in like, I did this and I did that. So be specific to your questions asked. Like, don't give a random answer. Be crisp, and because those every word will be counted. So only thing, your knowledge, your presentation skills, and your you must get more and more information about what is medical affairs, what we are doing in medical affairs. If 3 things is there in your skills, your presentation skills are good, your knowledge are good, and your information gathering about medical affairs is quite good. If these 3 things in you, you will excel in this medical affairs. So the chances that you will have to face more than one interview, or you will get within one interview job, you will land in one job interview also. But try again and again, you will get success after a few attempts also. Dr. Sakina, is there any other questions?
No, sir. Still yet not any questions.
So still 4 minutes are there. If you want to ask, you can ask questions.
Yes. Anybody, if wanted to ask questions, you can ask in voice also.
For online job, recently I got to know about one like related to medical insurance. They are asking some medical related persons to fill those forms of insurance from the patients. They will call to the patient and they will fill certain forms. And medical writing is, as sir was saying, the best option is medical writing for doing online jobs. They will do that medical writing from the home, but for initial days you have to go to office and learn what is medical writing, how you are writing, because medical writing will also come in medical affairs, will also come in marketing, will also come in writing for publication, and means there are certain small branches. You have to be like in safety periodic safety update report. You can do a career in that medical writing also. For regulatory writing and for different medical writing options are there. You have to be an expert from any area, and you can get a job from sitting in at your home, but you must have around because a few of my friends, they are having 2 to 3 years of experience in office, and now they are doing good from their home, and they are earning good because by taking offline online jobs from hospitals, from clinical research companies, and from normal person also. If suppose I have to do some research, and I prepared all my data, and now I want to write a paper, but I'm not having that much expertise on writing paper, so I will ask someone to do for me. So there also the medical writing person will come into effect and will help that person.
Yeah,
Yes.
that is called. There are the people from medical writing companies as well. To add to Dr. Ijaz, and there are the people who are freelancers also in medical writing. The freelancing in medical writing is another best option. You can get the projects from people, you can get the projects from companies, you can get the projects from hospitals, doctors, and you can work at your own. And guys, if you are a freelancer, then you are I think up to 10 lakhs you are tax free. You don't have to pay tax also if you are a freelancer. Okay, as per the government rules.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir,
Any kind
Ajit
of
sir,
freelancing
and
works.
Ajas sir. As it is 1, everyone must be hungry. So let's have our lunch, as we again need to come here and join the session of afternoon. So thank you so much, Ajas sir, for joining us and letting us know about medical affairs, as most of the
Thank you,
students
ma'am.
here
Thank
don't
you
know
so much.
about it.
Thank you everyone, and we'll
Yes,
see
sir.
you at
Thank
2.
you, Ajit.
We will see you at
Yes, sir.
2, and we have other different links for 2. YouTube link is different, and your
Zoom link.
Zoom link is different, so you guys must have got that. So let's join at 2, guys. Take care, see you.
Thank
Yes.
you, Dr. Sakina, and thank you, Dr. Ajit,
Thank you,
and
Ajit
for
sir
inviting
and
me.
Ijaz sir.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yes,
And
sir.
thanks
Thank you
for
so
the
much, sir,
audience for
for
being so patient with me. Thank you.
Yes,
Bye.
thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Let's meet again at exactly 2 after lunch. Afternoon session, we have 4 guests with us: Dr. Sarang sir, Dr. Fehmi sir from Egypt, and Dr. Peter sir, and Dr. Kiran sir. There are 4 guests. It's gonna be damn good and interesting. And with new speakers, with new questions, we will have a very good session in afternoon. So everyone must attend with the afternoon without fail. So